Hello, everyone! Holy crap, welcome. Okay, good. I have my playback muted. Wow, it is, what is it, September 18th? How is it already in the middle of September? That's crazy. It seems like just yesterday it was August and July and all that. So hi, everybody. I'm glad to see people are like showing up at this time. I always kind of worry what time I'm going to stream because I know like the late night streams do really well and then kind of the afternoon streams do really well and then like everybody just drops off at 10 p.m. my time. So how's everyone doing? I also like to cater to everybody in the UK and Europe at least until you guys can't watch streams anymore or whatever is going on over there. Oh. Hi. Oh, hopefully my chat's gonna move sometime here. Okay, I gotta make sure I can see you guys. So, Eric Draven, hello, Deep Predator, Lori Roberts, Bleentron, Lando's here, Jez Oldfield. Oh, Fetching Beer's back in a bit, so Jez is coming back. Alright, good. Tina, hello! Yeah, I was just listening to some Blind Guardian, kind of getting pumped up for the stream. I tend to listen to music quite a bit when I can, so. Hello, Angry Mr. Flibble, welcome! It was funny, Lando in chat said Bumblebee Tuna. I'm like, oh, no, that's Mephistopheles. That's a completely other kind of weird metal band. But they're kind of a ska band. Have you ever heard the Bumblebee Tuna song from the only satanic ska band in the world? And then this is going to be like another music stream. Have you guys heard the Midnight's Edge stream last night? We were just talking about music for like 2 hours. It was kind of amazing and awesome. Hello, Dome City Sandman. I don't think I've seen you in chat before, unless you changed your name. Hello, Trevor Random. Welcome. Good evening, Random from Random. And I still love the little Don Chan logo. God, I've actually been playing. I've been playing it on my own. I'm not as pissed as I what originally thought, but I'm really glad I didn't buy these to stream because, fuck, man, they're kind of boring. They're kind of boring. You can't really grind as well. Maybe I'm just not far enough in. I don't know. Hello, Sarah. So do I often listen to music even while gaming. That's kind of how I get. Like I'll watch like Jeff's Good Morning Pop Culture while I'm kind of a couple hours after it's done because I can't get up that early and I'll have music on at the same time because, you know, it's just kind of a talk thing and I can listen to music in the background while I listen to talk stuff. Yokai Watch Busters is a real letdown. It kind of is. It kind of is. It's boring. You can't really collect stuff. It encourages trading too much and damn, I'm glad I'm not streaming it. Because I could not. I would probably delete my channel if I had 100 kids in chat telling me, please trade me, please trade me. I would probably do. Captain Who, probably Mary Scoo, yeah. Oh, Lord. Carol Manvers beats grandmothers. That was the only interesting part of that trailer. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody watched the trailer. I did watch the trailer. I wasn't going to do a live reaction because my trailer reactions don't usually do very well. I did see the trailer. That was the only part that looked kind of fun. She punched a little old lady on a bus, so everything else was very boring and generic. Hello, MK Ultra. Hello, the Orgasmatron awaits, my lady. I love that. I love your username. That was an awesome username. Kevin Feige says that Captain Marvel will kill Thanos single-handed. That's too powerful. You don't want a superhero so powerful that she's just gonna take out everybody with like a snap of her fingers. That's so bad. We should have gotten Yokai Watch 3 instead. Yeah, I think so. I think we should have gotten the third one. Well, we're getting the fourth one for Switch, but God, I don't want to download it from Japan because there's so much you don't understand when you have to like sit there with like a translation walkthrough. So you'd like an entire movie of Granny punching. You know, it could be fun. I mean, Nudist Colony of the Dead is kind of a fun movie, so. But I'm not gonna lose faith in Marvel yet. Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not a huge Marvel fan anyway. The trailer is boring. No way this thing is a hit. I mean, this is just a teaser, right? This is not like a huge. I mean, we still have a year. They're still filming the thing, so maybe they'll rewatch. Yeah, didn't watch the trailer. Simply don't care enough to spend any time voluntarily seeking it out. Bleentron says, yeah, it's very blue and brown. So, pet peeve there. It's not even shot in color, hardly. Yeah, she's just a very boring thing. And the thing that really pissed me off about the Captain Marvel trailer, she has that reality show growly voice, you know? Like, that's kind of how it sounds to me. They don't project. They don't have broadcasting voices. They're kind of these actors that kind of go around with I hear it all the time on, like, reality show, like Food Network reality show, like the baking, like Cupcake Wars or Cake Wars. Anytime that she has, like, the kind of quacky, penguin-y sort of growly reality show voice, and I fucking hate that so much. God, I hate that. Hello, Greco Creative. Welcome. Hello, Alan Sparks. Hello, Warren Roar. There's no way she's more powerful than Thor or Hulk. That's BS for sure. Brie Larson look bored all the time. She does. She does. Seems to be a very paint by numbers kind of story. Mark Field says, yeah. It does. It does. Okay, they wrapped filming in August. Okay, so they're in post-production right now? Okay. So they're still, like, adding all the CG and their editing and stuff. Ricky Critic says trailer could have been worse, but yeah, they're trying a new thing where girls are strong. They've never been strong, apparently. Ugh. Hello, Sav. JG, her face never changed. Her voice sounded like an English dub for a foreign film. Yeah, and she kind of, she's not a very interesting looking actress. She's very, she's not charismatic enough. She doesn't have, like, the, I was just on Twitter earlier, and I tweeted this out to Rob, my good friend Rob on Midnight's Edge, and I replied to him and I said, yeah, remember a time when actors would become actors because they had a speaking voice and a personality, and, you know, people were memorable. Like, this girl isn't memorable. I wouldn't recognize her walking down the street, and I hate having to judge somebody based on that, but if you're gonna be a movie star in the biggest movie ever, you know, in one of the biggest movies ever, if you're gonna go up against, like, this bad guy that they've been building for a decade in Marvel, be interesting, have a personality. And I don't know, maybe they'll blow us away, maybe that, I don't know. Cookies, MK Ultras. Oh, I like cookies. I do like cookies. I'm never buying a Switch after seeing the Nintendo Direct, for fuck's sake, Trevor Random says. Yeah, and that's the thing. Well, I have the Nintendo Switch just for that Senran Kagura game I played, but... Seraph says, to be fair, the teaser for the original Iron Man looked kind of terrible. That said, this trailer looked kind of boring. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about the trailers. Like, well, it kind of reminds me of the Iron Man movies, to be honest, which are kind of very much in one ear and out the other. Like, all of the Marvel movies, I think for me, I don't understand what's so great about them. I mean, I get that they kind of get butts in the seats and people get super excited, but you also have this sort of demographic of, like, bandwagon jumping sort of trendy people who only like a genre because it's trendy. You know, these are the people who buy the pop figures without seeing the movie and do the cosplay, and, you know, they're huge fans of comic books, but they've never actually picked up a comic book, so. Jez Oldfield, hey there, I'm back from the beer run. What have I missed? I've just been complaining about the reality show voice. I think you probably heard a bit of that. The Brie Larson kind of has that reality show sort of voice. She doesn't really have a personality to carry the movie. She's not like Gal Gadot, whose just smile lights up the room. And maybe they're doing that on purpose. Maybe they're doing that to kind of create some negative buzz about the movie, just to kind of blow everybody away when we see it. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing. Who the hell would cosplay this version of her? I don't know, because she just looks kind of like everybody else to me. Like, I don't really know the difference between her and Supergirl, to be honest, because they all are so similar. They're all so similar. Marvel movies are for people who can't read. I don't know. I don't know if they're for people who can't read. I think the Marvel movies, because they're so successful, they kind of have to direct them to people who wouldn't normally pick up a comic book. It used to be a very niche market, and now everybody is into the comic book movies because they're super trendy. Gal Gadot catches my attention with, at first, her looks and then her character. Yeah, I mean, she was such a sweetheart in Wonder Woman. She was so compassionate, so eccentric, so much of the fish out of water that she was really captivating. And that third act was boring as crap, but she really sold that movie. She has a personality and a voice and a face. She's charismatic enough to carry a movie like that. And you remember her because, you know, even if you see her on talk shows, her face just kind of lights up the room. Yeah. Captain Marvel equals Major Boring. They think, oh, woke China won't buy. Well, and that's the thing. They gotta stop with the, you know, girl power shit. Just write a good character. So Tom and I spent an hour yesterday talking to somebody who played an actual really strong, amazing female character who had that awesome arc. She wasn't just powerful from the beginning. And, you know, I don't know how much I want to spoil that, but we did kind of spoil it last night. Tom and I got the privilege, and it was kind of amazing. It was my first time interviewing anybody, but we got to actually interview the actress Lisa Wilcox, who played Alice on Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, who actually had a really awesome, strong character and an amazing arc. And she started out being kind of the character Alice started out being this kind of shy girl from a house that had family problems, and she grew into this badass who beat Freddy. These characters don't do that. These characters really don't do that at all, and it's so sad because you're trying to give girls these positive role models, and I would much rather, if I had like a 10-year-old daughter, I would much rather give her a character. I much rather, if I had a choice between handing her like Star Trek Discovery DVDs or Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm gonna go with Nightmare on Elm Street because they at least have some characters you can look up to. I'm sorry. This is kind of the day and age we're in. Star Trek Discovery are horrible people doing horrible things for attention, and we just don't have that anymore. Hello, Pen Farm Girl. She said, I'm late and not sure if you said, but she looks bored and uninterested. Yeah, that's kind of my big thing about Captain Marvel. She looks bored and uninterested. Bored and uninterested, and bored and interesting as well. So the star is the weakest part of the trailer. Hopefully she'll be better in the movie. I know. I mean, I don't remember off the top of my head what I thought about the Wonder Woman trailer, but Red Lantern's Rage. I do read DC Comics, didn't for a long time, but New 52 is a perfect jumping on point. DJD Show. Hi, hello DJD Show. More and more, I absolutely love Wonder Woman. She gave me hope and good vibes like Reeves Superman. Yeah, she was a superhero. I loved Wonder Woman. She also, though, kind of started too powerful, but she's a god, so that's the thing. We need more unique films out there. We do. Hello, Jesse Green. Welcome. Characters grow, not just be strong, cause whammon. I know. And that's any character, too. I mean, if you get a guy who's too powerful, well, usually he's the villain, So you get somebody like Rey. She's so powerful, why isn't she the villain? DJ So says, I'm a Captain Marvel fan. Let's see, the Orgasmatron waits. Barbie dress up or Freddy Krueger? I got a Freddy right there. I got another Freddy above me. I don't know if you guys ever saw this. I usually turn off the camera so I don't knock stuff down. Yeah, this is actually my second. I had one originally when I was a kid. This is my replacement because somebody broke mine. But he does talk still. He should still work. That's one of those where the string, it goes too fast and he sounds like a chipmunk. But yeah, I do have my Freddy still. Tim F says, random you rock. Well, thank you. D Predator. Wonder Woman was mediocre too. Captain America, in terms of setting, both are set in World War II. Well, and actually, Wonder Woman was set in World War I. I kind of liked. Well, I'm kind of a huge Trainspotting fan, so I liked seeing Ewan Bremner on there because he's really fun. I liked him in Trainspotting, and I've seen him in a lot of stuff too. So. MK Ultra, your collection is great. Thanks for doing those tours. Oh, sure. I still have more. I have to kind of go past the Laugh-In set so you can see these last 3 shelves. Plus, I've got a lot of just junk here and there all over the place. I have my card game holding up my shelves because I need to get another bracket for that bottom one. KSSS. I predict that after Captain Marvel comes out, there will be word that Brie Larson is recast with Michael B. Jordan. See, why don't they do that? They're so big into gender swapping stuff. Why not give us like a male Wonder Woman or something? Because they can't do it. They have to. And this is such a double standard, and it's so annoying. And we had the same stupid double standards starting when I was a kid too. It is annoying and frustrating, Jesse Green, I like both Cap and Wonder Woman. Mark Fields, did you hear that Patrick Stewart was offered the role of Bosley? Well, according to what we were digging into, he's actually accepted the role of Bosley, but also Elizabeth Banks is playing Bosley on Charlie's Angels. But I think they're trying to do what Kingsman does, where they have a whole lot of Charlie's Angels offices and Bosley's a code name. And that's going to be annoying. That's going to be so annoying. Male Charlie's Angels. That'd be fun. Dayton Pfeiffer, thank you so much. A $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Hopefully it'll pop up on my little thing right here. Sometimes Bill and Ted take a look. There you go. So yeah, big Bill and Ted fan over here for sure. Gotta make sure I'm logged into my Streamlabs too. Oh, and I probably should turn on for you guys the bots. I always forget to turn on my bots. Because I'm dumb. MCU is desperate to finally have a big flop. I don't think that they intend to make a movie that's gonna flop, obviously. I just think that they start making these, and the trends change so quickly. They'll start these in production, what, a good year or two in advance. So the trends are changing so fast in Hollywood that what's fun one time is not fun, or what's fun one year is not fun the next, I think. Charlie's Angels again, really? I would rather watch Charles and Charles. Me too. Me too. Where do you see Star Wars going with a two-piece episode 9? I don't think Star Wars is going to be a two-piece episode 9. I really don't. I think they're going to try and wrap it up. I don't think they're going to do a parts 1 and 2 unless they really, really get desperate. But I don't know. CD Horde, I love Kate Jackson. Kate Jackson was awesome. She was also in like the later seasons of Dark Shadows, as I remember. Hello, Mattuine. Welcome. Deep Predator says, Freddy Krueger is still my favorite slasher villain. Screw the remake, Robert Englund is Freddy, no one else. Yeah, and I didn't actually... This kind of goes back to the if the movie blows, just don't go sort of thing that I really kind of live by. I did not see the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I did see the remake of Friday the 13th way later, but it really seemed to be more of a combination of like 2 and 3 in a lot of ways. The remake wasn't terrible for Friday the 13th. It didn't really piss me off, and it didn't really soil the characters too much because Jason didn't have the most consistent lore anyway. Freddy, on the other hand, Freddy was like far more near and dear to my heart. Freddy has the best comedy. He does. Dark Shadows Classic is a good show. Dark Shadows is awesome. I do have Josette's music box on one of my shelves. Of course you knew Kate was in Dark Shadows. Of course I'm a huge Dark Shadows fan. Like, I'm a huge Dark Shadows fan. If I could afford the box set, I would have it. Actually, Doomcock has the box set, and I'm always threatening to steal that from him. Of all the stuff he's got, that's like the thing I would probably sneak out. On the way to pushing the button, TM, to let Harvey out. So I was watching EastEnders. God, I haven't seen EastEnders in forever. Yes, Hail Doomcock. Here we go. Obligatory Hail Doomcock in the chat. TJG Show has the box set. See, I need the Dark Shadows box set. MK Ultra. I grew up watching Dark Shadows. My mom watched it. I watched it quite a bit when they re-aired it on the Sci-Fi Channel. And then, of course, I had to find other ways to watch the whole thing. Just let Harvey go. Let my Harvey go. Oh, he's so cute, too. See, I think Kate played the ghost of the governess during the Turn of the Screw Dark Shadows reworking. Yeah, well, Dark Shadows kept kind of reinventing itself, too. That was one of the cool things about Dark Shadows. Her because McDurpington is lurking. I like people who are... We have a lot of people lurking, and there's nothing wrong with lurking. If you guys don't want to chat, don't worry about it. I'll try and get to everybody. Star Trek Doomcock. Doomcock needs to be in charge of Star Trek, I think. I think he would do it justice. God, that Miss Marvel trailer was so damn vanilla. Yeah, vanilla's a great word for it. Give Gal Gadot blonde hair and the dress from the 90s and we get a good movie. This smells here like Iron Man 3. It reminds me a lot of the Iron Man movies, to be honest. And the 90s are not a time that I really want. I don't want to see, like, today's interpretation of the 90s. Like, the 90s for me were when I was really starting to kind of get more into obscure stuff. Like, my favorite bands in the 90s were Ween, 45 Grape, Typo Negative, anything Danzig was involved with. And I know, and Dead Milkmen, The Cramps, The Ramones. I didn't listen to a lot of mainstream stuff. So... I'm kind of one of those people who, anytime a Pearl Jam song comes on the radio, I'm like, yay, I didn't like this the first time. Next. Another problem with the teaser, it shows next to nothing. Yeah, it does. Doomcock should rule the earth. Well, we're trying. We're trying to get Doomcock to rule the earth. Yes, to Doomcock in charge of Star Trek. I know. Lori Roberts, I love Dark Shadows. Watched it after school right before Batman. Yeah, that's, I actually didn't get it. You know, I wish I was around then. I really wish, because I got to watch Batman, the 60s. As a kid, I would stay home from school. This is like in 1988. I would stay home from school to watch Batman and Lost in Space. And Dark Shadows I didn't really get to watch until I was in my teens, but by then it was kind of the perfect time for me because I really loved a lot of the Hammer stuff and gothic horror and just absolutely love that. President Doomcock. I don't think Doomcock would settle for president. I don't think he'd want the pay cut after being ruler of the earth. Hello, Collapsible! Alan Sparks, only semi-lurking as I'm at work. Well, hopefully this time of day is good for you guys. I don't like going too late or too early, and this is kind of still in my, I'm still waking up sort of time of day. Especially because I'm up so late. I'm just all up so late. You need to see the Bloodthirsty trilogy if you, which Bloodthirsty trilogy? Also, hello Nerdrotic channel. Subscribe to Nerdrotic channel over in chat. I have the Blood trilogies, which is Bucket of Blood, Color Me Blood Red, and Blood Feast, if that's what you're talking about. Which, if that's the Blood trilogy, but I don't know if the Bloodthirsty trilogy is different. All reboots must star Peter Dinklage. I know, Peter Dinklage in drag. We decided it last night. He has to play every character in drag. Michelle, I wish we could have the woke 90s back when it was mostly in check and not insane like today. I know. It was starting, a lot of like PCU and a lot of the stuff was kind of starting then. Oh God. Sometimes we just got to take the stick out of our asses, out of our collective asses. Too bloody, CD Horde says. Like the 90s sucked, can we not? Well, that's why I was like so into obscure stuff in the 90s. Like I am one of those people. I could not stand Wonderwall or Champagne Supernova, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff about the 90s I did not like. I'm not a Pearl Jam fan. Soundgarden had like one good song, and that was the one from the 80s, I think. But Sam Doomcock Cockings. Oh, is Sam here? I don't see him in chat. Oh, he's not. Doomcock is not Commander Cockings. We actually did figure out what his identity was last night. So I don't know if I want to reveal it, but we did figure out who he was. So we know that Doomcock does a really good Bugs Bunny impression. We also know that Doomcock tunnels up from the center of the earth and he pops out at places like Texas or wherever he pops out at. It's kind of obvious Doomcock is Bugs Bunny. I mean, it's kind of obvious, so I probably shouldn't let that secret out, but I'm sure somebody super famous like that would want to conceal their identity. Absolutely. Say what, Doomcock got doxed. No, we figured out who he was. He's really Sonequa Martin Green. No, he will puke in his mask if you tell him that. Oh, Lord. KLF was 90s. That was a fun ride. Which was KLF? Who's KLF? Yes, whatever. Mel Blanc's son. I don't know. I don't think... Well, because... No, I don't think so. I still suspect Seth MacFarlane. Oh, God. If Doomcock was Seth MacFarlane, then that would explain a lot. That would really explain a lot. Because so Seth MacFarlane is somebody I've been, like, a huge fan of for a very long time. Back when he was like still wore glasses and was a little chubby, so. What time is it? Love. Ooh, ah. As Oasis once said, don't look back in anger. I actually really like that one. I just don't like Wonderwall or Champagne Supernova. The Champagne Supernova just really drags. It's so dragging. Doomcock feels older than MacFarlane. Yeah, well that's why I said he's Bugs Bunny. I mean, the right age, right? He's about 100 and something years old. KLF reference. Last train to Trans Central. I don't know what KLF is. Then we have to look that up. Who's KLF? Now we have to look it up. Oh, it's a band. I've never actually heard of them. Yeah, it's a British band. British electronic band. Yeah, see, we didn't get them over here, I think. That might be why. Did anyone buy Art of Darkness CD in the 90s? I have not. Which one's Art of Darkness? It's a band and collective. Okay, so yeah, I guess I must have missed them in the 80s for sure. Lone Wolf Club says I guess he's in his mid-30s. Doomcock? I don't think so. I don't think I'm older. Because remember, he his whole backstory. He's like from the 1700s. So I want a plush Harvey toy, Doomcock's pet. I think we all do. I think if there's a way to merchandise the Harvey Cthulhu's, I think those would be a real big seller. Super Random 42, that's a movie I'd watch. What would it be, though? It would basically be me bitching about stuff for 2 hours on live TV. There's a mix of goth vamp music, a lot of 80s sounds. I might have to listen to that. I've got him. I left that open on my tab. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Because some of the goth stuff was actually really good. Doomcock is Abe Lincoln. Hello, Stephanie B! I think Doomcock is late 30s, early 40s. I would think... If I were to guess, if I were to guess, and in my head, if he was just some guy and not a like 150-year-old or 170-year-old supervillain, I would guess him to be about 56 years old and some sort of creative person. But we know that's not the case because he's Bugs Bunny. I mean, obviously. The 1700s is when it happened in time. I love that. Yeah. You should try something fresh and cool. Gender swapping. Give us the original male Captain Marvel, not Shazam. I'm against child labor. Hello, Red Monarch. My other favorite is the Smiths, War and War. I don't mind the Smiths so much. I always like a lot. I mean, there's some bands I like that are kind of obscure and weird, but you know, sometimes I like some of the normal stuff. I usually, if it's some really popular mainstream band, I never end up listening to anything more than the hits. So. New film, Finding Doomcock. Yes. Hello, Solomon Allen. Welcome. God, we have 73 people watching just on a hangout thing. Captain Marvel had a transgender operation. She just looks so bored and uninteresting and uninterested. Baseball says I listen to metal and oldies. See, metal and oldies are good. Like it depends on the oldie. I love a lot of that late 60s. We got into it. I hope I didn't dominate the conversation too much last night on Midnight's Edge. We got into a lot of like my wheelhouse of music, which is that late 60s psychedelic San Francisco Bay Area sort of mecca of music. And yeah, that's kind of my area of expertise. I know way too much about that stuff. Going to Ohio tonight for a week, Rookie Critic says. That's cool. It's gonna suck. I don't know if that... Shazam will make more money than Captain Marvel. I think Shazam might make more money than Captain Marvel. I think that one looks like a more fun movie. At the end of the day, we don't want these dark, gritty... Oh, Donald Hudson just subscribed. Thank you for being a brand subscriber. I wasn't expecting a pop-up there. If you guys have your subscriber or your subscriptions set to public, they will pop up, and it's awesome. I'm betting more on Shazam. I think it's gonna be better. You have great taste in music. Oh, thank you, Jess Oldfield. I'm kind of a music geek. I'm kind of a music snob. So, if you guys saw High Fidelity, I am those type of people who will pull the most obscure bands out of their ass and will absolutely like poo-poo on the normal mainstream stuff. Praise George Carlin. That's why he's there. I mean, I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan. I'm a huge George Carlin fan, so yes. You ever watched Life on Mars British version? I didn't know there was an American version. I need to watch that. I saw Ashes to Ashes. I saw the sequel a little bit, but I don't think they ever finished airing it in America, so I never finished it. Did you watch 10-second songs with Anthony Vincent? I have not. Burnfried says, I'm just glad that she doesn't look like Ivor Dragoff. Well, that would be cool. That would be cool. Get Dolph Lundgren to play Captain America. I'd watch that. I'd watch Dolph Lundgren in anything. Did you guys see the new is it the Creed 2? It's the second one that's coming out. And it's like they're bringing back some like Ivan Drago's kid or something. Or grandkid, I don't know, whatever it is. I'm like, oh, I recognize that reference. That's an 80s reference. I remember this stuff. Donald Hudson, what's up, all? I found you. Well, thank you for finding us. because I don't play rap or hip hop or what's called modern pop that isn't really pop. Yeah, I'm not a big rap or hip hop person either. It just depends. Like the Warlock Pinchers are the closest thing to rap that I ever listened to, but they're kind of an exception because they have like a metal guitar and they're funny and they're intelligent and they're kind of performance art. Which they bring back Lex, like the best sci-fi show ever. I've never seen Lex. I need to. Rocky Creed Saga is great. Just Rocky 5 is terrible. Hello, what is the Matrix? Welcome. I play oldies, 90s hair rock, and everyone's like, what is that? I say, ask your parents and grandparents. Yeah, and that's kind of me with a lot of my musical taste, but sometimes I listen to a lot of, like, other weird stuff. Sometimes I listen to a lot of other weird stuff. What about punk, emo, screamo, grunge, and post-grunge? Well, I think punk, for me, really only exists between, like, 1976 and 1981 or 82. Screamo is just garbage. I can't stand that. I can't stand a lot. Grunge, I'm really picky about. Emo, no, can't do emo. Post-grunge, I don't even know what post-grunge is. I'm an old person. I'm almost 40, so... My favorite bands are like Blind Guardian. Ghost is really kind of creeping in as one of my favorites. I love Devo. I'm a huge Devo fan. Even though Devo are punk, so I mean they definitely squeeze themselves right in. If you listen to the early stuff and some of their like mid-90s stuff, they are as heavy as the punks out there. So I was raised on Elvis, Joan Jett, Heart, and Styx. I saw Styx. I don't mind Heart. Don't mind Joan Jett at all. Love Joan Jett too. She was kind of one of the cool rocker chicks when I was a kid. I've taken my own liking to Lita Ford. Lita Ford, I remember Lita Ford being pretty popular. Kiss Me Deadly was all over the radio. I can't listen to that now, but I can still listen to Close My Eyes Forever. That one I really liked. As a kid, I don't know. I think it still's okay. Screamo is trash, agreed. Give me a little 6 feet under. Sure, but only up to maximum violence. And then, like, my metal taste, it has to be melodic. It has to have something more. I have to be able to sing it. I was trained as a singer when I was a kid, so I have to be able to sing along with nobody listening. KSS, I'm all Nirvana. Shocking, I know. No, I can see that. I can see the logo. I remember Nirvana. I remember Nirvana when they were still current. I remember Nirvana when they were getting marketed to the like metal stations. Same thing in Alice in Chains, like that first year in 91, you had bands like Alice in Chains opening for Anthrax because they didn't know that music had shifted yet. they didn't know. So, like, Evanescence. Is that the one with the girl singer? Yeah, I don't like her. I don't like that. That's just too loud and boring. No, I don't like Evanescence at all. Sabaton Nightwish. I don't know who they are either. I don't think I've heard them. So one of my favorites are like King Diamond. I love Halloween's Keeper of the Seven Keys era. But you know, the early era too is good. Like the Walls of Jericho stuff. I don't like a lot of the newer kind of metal-y stuff. I mean, Ghost is kind of an exception. But Christian rock sucks. Except for Woven Hand and 16 Horsepower. Holy fuck. If you want like the best, heaviest Christian music ever, it does not sound like Christian rock. I mean, 16 Horsepower has songs that sound like Hellfire and Brimstone Old West preacher stuff. And I will probably listen to the crap out of that while I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2. So that's kind of one of my favorite stuff. And Woven Hand also has just like a very heavy, dark, spooky sort of feel. Like they write songs from kind of that higher plane where I kind of pull my rants from. Red Lantern Rage. My favorite straight up metal band is Saxon. Oh, Saxon's not bad. Saxon's not bad. KSSS, also a fan of the Melvins. I remember the Melvins. I was more, well, if you're a Nirvana fan, you might know who 45 Grave is. I was definitely more of a fan of like 45 Grave because Nirvana ended up incorporating Pat Smear into their group, and of course Dave Grohl has stolen him as well. But Stryper were fun. They were just stupid. DJG Joe, Woven Hand. Yep, I love Woven Hand, but that's because I'm from Colorado. Sabaton is power metal. Nightwish is symphonic metal with a female vocalist. I don't always like female vocalists. Sometimes they're too screamy for me. Like, I like the guys who sing opera. I like the metal that comes from a classical background. That's why I love Blind Guardian so much. Power Man is a great band. I don't know who Power Man is. Good Christian music, maybe not heavy enough. POD, Third Day, Newsboys. I've never listened to any of those. Matthew Mann. Disturbed, Korn, Deftones, System of a Down, Slipknot, Godsmack, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slayer, Megadeth, Pantera, all good. Okay, Disturbed, I kind of like a little bit of. Korn were kind of big when I was a teenager, and I kind of dismissed them, and then I kind of came around on them a few years later, so in like 98. And I did get to see Korn for free do their entire first album live a couple years ago. Deftones I never really got into. System of a Down I really only got into maybe about 4 years ago. I kind of skipped them. Slipknot I can take or leave. Godsmack were alright. Godsmack was kind of the tail end of me listening to music on the radio. Metallica has 2 good albums from 1984 and 1986. Iron Maiden was amazing, like the early stuff for sure. I still love Paul Di'Anno. Megadeth were fine. I don't have a problem with Megadeth. Pantera, I can take like the first 2 albums, maybe the third. Well, they're big ones. Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, and can't think of the other one right now. Far Beyond Driven? Is that the name of the third one? The third big one? Jezzel, thank you so much for the $2 donation. This time I left a message, and I could see it because I went up to my screen. The Black Album. The Black Album's where Metallica lost me. It really is. Power Man is Luke Cage. I don't even know who Luke Cage is. Is that a Mortal Kombat guy? D Predator doesn't like Korn. I like Korn quite. I mean, it depends on the Korn song. Hellhound Heavy 1969 as well. I might have to listen to them. Yeah, the first 2 albums from Pantera were good. Well, Pantera had another singer beforehand, so you will find somewhere like floating around some obscure thing before Cowboys from Hell. But I remember Cowboys from Hell being really big when I was in like 6th grade. And that was like the big album, so I really loved that one. But do you think Captain Marvel would be better if Emily Blunt was playing her? I don't know who Emily Blunt is. Like, she's another like just boring, bland actress. I think for Captain Marvel, Katie Sackhoff would have been a good choice. She might be a little too old, but she still looks good. And yeah. Pantera's 80s run is fantastic. Well, they're such a different band. Within Temptation is a band you should check out. I'll put them on the list. Be truthful, you like the Spice Girls. You know, I do have a thing for Northern Brits, especially ones with big tits. So, and half of those girls, you got half of those girls were like from Leeds and Liverpool. So, they're kind of like the only guilty pleasure sort of thing. Their music is just god awful, but you know, I'm like, yes, keep going, keep going. I have such a lesbian reaction to the Spice Girls. It's kind of sad. D Predator, I just like new metal in general. It depends on the new metal, really. It really depends. I'm definitely more of a power metal sort of thing. Xena will be remade as a Native American man set in ancient America's history. That would be interesting, though. Just wonder why they picked Brie to play Captain Marvel. I don't know. I think somebody decided she was cool. Yeah, the Spice Girls are kind of a guilty pleasure thing. They were crap, but I knew they were crap listening to them. Oh, Melanie Chisholm. Yeah, I like her. I like her. Mel C. She was the cutie. She was the cutie of the group always. So what do you think about 80s new wave? It depends on the band. Like, I'm a huge Devo fan, but they came out of punk. I'm you know, like that early Ministry stuff was really cool too, but I don't think that got played a lot. A huge Sparks fan, but they kind of came out of the 70s glam, so, and 60s psychedelic even. Yeah, it just depends on the band. It depends. Like, some of the stuff I can never listen to again for the rest of my life and be okay, and then some of it I'm like, oh, this was actually really good. I've never heard that, so. Cradle Filth, Lamb of God, Dirt, I have not, yeah. Cradle Filth, never listened to. Lamb of God, don't care about. Devil Drifter, never heard. Trapped, no, don't know who they are. 3 Days Grace, no. Seether, I actually had a whole bunch of tickets for Seether, and I never ended up going because I don't know any of their stuff. And Rob Zombie, I did see on his first show in 98. After that, I really haven't listened to anything he's done for his solo show. And Dope, I don't know who they are. See, I'm kind of picky with my music. I'm a music geek. I will find a band of a genre that I love. Like, I love Madness, but I can't stand most ska. You know, but I love Madness because they're great. And pretty much anything that's not Our House is something I can listen to in Madness. I'm kind of a weird person. I'm really weird. If You Leave is one of the greatest songs ever to come out of the 80s. Actually, OMD had some other stuff that I was kind of unaware of because I was just too young. I did go back. I got on a huge 80s kick about a year ago again. And yeah, I did listen to a lot more orchestral maneuvers in the dark that was not that song, and they were really good. They weren't bad at all. There's a few others that I didn't get to listen to a whole lot, but one of the ones I did always kind of grow up listening to from the 80s was Duran Duran. I always loved them. I'd nail Posh Spice. See, Posh is kind of the only one I wouldn't, I think, but yeah, early OMD is great. See, I don't mind a lot of that stuff. We didn't get it. I just finally got into Yazoo. Like, seriously. Holy shit. Really, really loving that. Too bad all their songs sound the same. Karaoke night. If we do a karaoke night, it'd have to be, like, on Patreon or something. Madness only did 2 good records. Everything I really like was kind of from the baggy trousers era. But, you know. Dia Vanille. I'm Welsh and grew up with Feeder. Listen to them. I have not heard Feeder. And thank you so much for the £2 super chat. I haven't heard Feeder. There's a lot of like the kind of Duran Duran smells like they sound. I like Duran Duran quite a bit. I'm such a snob when it comes to music. There's stuff I hate that other people love, and there's stuff I love that other people hate. So check out Trevor Something. Trust me, you'll love him. Trevor Something? What do you mean Trevor Something? Listen to any Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode is like really Depeche Mode, I really have to kind of listen to the hits of, but yeah, like the early stuff, of course, you still had Vince in the group, so yeah, the early Depeche Mode kind of is its own thing, and then they sort of evolved into a lot darker stuff. So yeah, I did like quite a bit of Depeche Mode when in like '94, and I listened to a lot of them. Jim J, I'm in a Roxy Music phase right now. Roxy Music's one of those bands that I've tried to get into, and it's just never the right time. I always kind of hear a couple of their songs here and there. I'm like, yeah, okay, I need to listen to these guys sometime. Because they're a huge Devo influence. Or, yeah, they influenced quite a lot of how Devo ended up sounding. So they're definitely one that, like, I need to kind of go back and really listen to. Planet Tober TV, I don't know what music sounds like anymore. Well, I think there's a lot of that is because they crank all of the mixing up so loud. Trevor Random says, Devo. I have an energy dome. I have like a real one too. I have a good one. If you guys see that Jason Ward on Star Making Wars site, he's got like a crap energy dome. He's got one of the cheap ones. No, you need the good one. You need the solid plastic one with the foam insert. Hello, Gary McGregor. Welcome. Trevor Something is great. His cover of Personal Jesus is good. I've heard Marilyn Manson's cover of that, and it's not bad. Marilyn Manson kind of has a soft spot in my heart always, because Marilyn Manson was really big in like '96. Devo rules. Devo does rule. If you listen to Disturbed, they do some good stuff and some damn good covers. I listened to like the one Disturbed song that they used. It's like the only Disturbed that one. They're all right. They're not a band I'm ever gonna like dig deeper though. I don't think. They're okay. Jizz Oldfield says the first 2 Roxy albums are great. I need to like listen to them in order, I think then. If I can love Devo, I've got an energy dome. Do you have the good one? Okay, let me get the good one. Since I've already got crap off my shelf. I usually keep it on my tomato. I keep it on my killer tomato. So this is the good one. You need like the solid one that sits on top of your head with the foam piece. Duty Now for the Future is probably one of my favorite Devo albums, to be honest, because it's got Smart Patrol. Now, Devo, I can talk about all day. So this is like the good one that sits on your head the right way. And I do not have a head for hats. God, I should put it on Harvey. I should put on my Harvey. Harvey wears hats. But yeah, this is the good one that sits on your head right. Because you get the crappy ones that kind of do that. And they look like crap. But you need it to sit a certain way. Yes, let's talk Devo. You see some guitars in the background, you play. Sometimes I play. Sometimes. I'm terrible, but sometimes I play. I don't know how to play anything, though. People always are like, do you play? I don't know songs. I know, like, techniques, but... You look like a Lego. I know. Well, actually, that's the thing. Lord Doomcock included, and it'd be over. What do you mean, Lord Doomcock included? Yeah, it's the same color as my hair. Oh No, It's Devo is the best album. Oh No, It's Devo is another good... Well, that has Time Out for Fun, and that has, You know, oh man, that's so good too. I still love the hardcore era. Do you guys have the reprint of hardcore with all the extra stuff? Because I do have the reprint of hardcore. So I really like those, but hardcore has kind of my favorite era, and then of course the ultracore. If you listen to ultracore, just Google or look it up on YouTube. It has all the other versions of stuff. You've got like the different versions of Smart Patrol, and you've got different versions of pretty much everything. It's really amazing. Put the hat back on. I'm terrible with hats. I'm terrible with hats. I've got every album. I do too. Okay, do you have there's like all kinds. Have you heard this cover that they have of In Heaven Everything Is Fine? It's basically Boogie Boy singing the song from Eraserhead, and it's kind of amazing. They recorded this live in 1979 in Dallas, Texas. If you can find that, that is probably the best version of everything. Dakota Stanton, thank you so much for the $5 super chat at work, but hope you have a good stream. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Met the band a few years ago. Best day ever. Oh, that's so amazing. Well, did you get to meet them when Bob was still alive? Because he actually, that sucks. I didn't get to see them during the hardcore tour or while he was still alive. I saw them like right after, so I just got to see a normal one. Do you like the Mary Poppins trailer? And are you happy it's still a musical? Yes. Oh, Baseball Jolie said, or Baseball Joe. I'm saying your name wrong. Baseball Joe 6 says I'm in Dallas right now. That's cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to like move on. We're gonna have to move on to the stuff. I know Seraph is like trying to keep me moving on with the chat because we're losing people because we're talking about music and. If we're talking I'm Scared, Devo, I really like it. Takes a Working Man. Oh my god, Takes a Working Man. Did you actually see Human Highway that's from? It Takes a Working Man is great. There's a really fun kind of censored version that they did as Dove the Band of Love, their little Christian fake kind of mock group. That's actually really fun where he censors himself out saying everything's fucked up, but I kind of prefer the other version that they do in Human Highway. But yeah. Karaoke with Lord Newcock, All Father and You Would Destroy Us. I think maybe we would. I don't know. I've done that. We need to do a karaoke night. Maybe we can do it on Twitch or something. I don't think we can, though. We'd have to do it on something. Yes, Mary Poppins, she's back. I thought they don't want a CGI Princess Leia. Devo made the video game Smart Patrol. I'm still looking for it. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for Boogie Boy's book. Those are the two things I don't have. I've seen the game. I've seen gameplay of the game. I actually have a lot of Devo side stuff. I have the Wipeouter stuff. I've got a lot of Mark Mothersbaugh's solo things. I have Jerry's solo stuff. I am the hugest Devo fan. Discord. Yeah, we could do a Discord one. Discord's kind of like Skype, if you guys don't know what that is. Going Under is one of my favorite Devo songs. Yeah, Going Under's good, but All of Us is what a lot of that came from. And I really love that one too. God, listen to like their obscure stuff. Their B-sides are great. Baseball Joe. I won karaoke trophy, so I need to be there. Dude, yes. Wow, I love you even more. Dude, to find somebody to talk to who is A, in the UK, B, knows who Don Chan and Yokai Watch are, C, knows who Devo is. Like, I'm sorry if I'm ignoring the rest of the chat. You just get me started on Devo and I'm off. Tears for Fears I love too. Oh my god. What's your preferred dietary choices? I eat food. I don't know. What do you mean dietary choices? I like crap. I like garbage. I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I eat junk food sometimes. But yeah, I should probably talk about like the Mary Poppins thing too. I don't want to bore you guys too much with Devo's talk. I did see the Mary Poppins trailer. Do you guys have you guys seen Mary Poppins, the original? Now, I do have a little bit of a story about Disney. I have gone on record and said I don't like Disney animated movies. My exception to Disney is Mary Poppins, because to me, Mary Poppins just is a musical from the 60s. And I kind of have a soft spot for musicals from the 60s, like My Fair Lady and Sound of Music, and just, I'm kind of an old school Hollywood sort of musical fan. So I can disassociate Disney's name being slapped on Mary Poppins, the original. And I watched the Mary Poppins trailer last night, and it actually looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to be a true sequel to Mary Poppins. You've got Dick Van Dyke in there as a cameo. You've got all kinds of cool stuff, so. Yes, it's gay next. Mary Poppins isn't gay. I mean, it's a little gay, but Mary Poppins of owning gave me one. And I can't stand them, Planetober TV says. Is she still a she? Yeah, Mary Poppins is still a she. No, I just have a soft spot for the 60s musicals every now and then. The animated ones, no, but the live action, yes. And even live action Disney stuff like Rocket Man with Harlan Williams. But is Michael Rook going to cameo? Oh my god, that would be amazing. Well, here's the thing. They have Angela Lansbury, who is kind of... I think she does like all of the behind the scenes sort of documentaries on... Well, I know she does like Wizard of Oz stuff, and I think she did the documentaries on Mary Poppins as well. So they have her in a cameo. They have Dick Van Dyke in there as a cameo from something or other. It looks like she's going to see Bert the Chimney Sweep, but he's recast because you can't have Dick Van Dyke being 20 years old. So Dick Van Dyke's character would be pansexual. No, he looks... The Bert character of the Chimney Sweep, he has a bad Cockney accent just like Dick Van Dyke did. Oh, Asaro, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. Maurice the Rock Poppins. That would be cool. Julie Andrews is super hot. Julie Andrews is gorgeous. I don't know if this new actress has the... Well, she's got a hard job of trying to be Julie Andrews. She kind of has that little glimmer in her eye, though, and I think she might be okay. I don't know if she has the vocal skills for it. I don't know what they're doing about the songs. It does look like it's going to be a musical. I was going to do like a random is excited for video for the Mary Poppins thing because I saw the teaser a while back, and I'm actually probably gonna go see Mary Poppins, the sequel, in the theater, as much as I have to kind of bite the bullet and give Disney money. It actually looks kind of good, so don't make fun of me. It looks kind of good, but that's one of the few things. Like I do love kind of the old musicals, so. Watch the link I'm gonna send you. I don't think you can send links in the chat, but you can send them on Twitter. Devo needs to do Spoonful of Sugar. Yes. Well, Devo's done, like, Head Like a Hole. Devo's done, you know, Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny Yellow Polka Dot Bikini, so. Devo 2.0. Oh, God, not Devo 2.0. Don't care how good it is. Disney gets no money from me. Well, and that's the thing. I could probably just theater hop, too, if I'm gonna see it. Oh, God, you're right. You're right. We can't give Disney money. Damn it. Damn it. Live action Aladdin should be coming out soon. Well, there's the other rule though. I don't watch the live action remakes of their animated stuff, so because I didn't like Beauty and the Beast to begin with enough to even watch it. I did not want to watch it. I didn't like Little Mermaid that much. I didn't see Beauty and the Beast animated, and I certainly wasn't gonna see the live action remake. I didn't see Cinderella, the remake, because I don't remember the original. Like the live action ones, I don't care about. I'm talking about like the old 60s ones. Tron is a series that deserves more praise. Absolutely. Are you experienced from Devo? Yeah. Have you heard Devo do Morning Dew, the Grateful Dead version? Mark Mothersbaugh is kicking ass as a movie composer. Yeah, actually, anytime I notice that a movie has a good score, like Thor Ragnarok, or even Hotel Transylvania 3, I actually saw that in the theater, it's always Mark Mothersbaugh, and he is, like, the best movie composer. I know people love Danny Elfman and Kiss His Butt, but Mark Mothersbaugh is a little better. I'm sorry. Hello, Willie Woodward! I heard some of your live stream at work listening now on my lunch break. Well, thank you for being here. Live-action Cinderella from the 60s with Leslie Ann Warren is the only one to watch. Okay, I'll have to check. I don't know. I'm not a huge fairy tale fan. I think for me, fairy tales about princesses living happily ever after kind of bother me. So, you know, the kind of British nanny sort of trope probably doesn't bother me as much. Same thing with, like, The Sound of Music and Mary Poppins. They're kind of the same movie. A little bit. And of course, different spectrums. It's still the nanny has to come and save the children. But when it's like, oh, they fall in love at first sight and live happily ever after, those piss me off. Those really piss me off because that does not happen. That gives women false hope and a false sense of romanticism that just doesn't exist. I got a message from Trek Yards. They're streaming a game, but I prefer Mecha Random. She seems a lot more lively. Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Did I... Shit. Captain Foley's live! I'm so sorry! If you guys are stream hopping, tell him I'm sorry. I did not know he was going live. Well, what movie is worth going to see from now until December? The House with the Clock in the Wall is coming out this weekend. That kind of looks interesting. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. I did like Bedknobs and Broomsticks. That's why Angela Lansbury's in, because that was a sequel, sort of spin-off. Duh, I'm stupid. That's why Angela Lansbury's back, because she was in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Thank you, Nex. You guys are like, this is why I love hanging out with you guys, because you guys remember stuff that I don't. Rob's in chat. Hello. So Rob is awesome. We love Rob. Give shout outs to Rob. He's over on Midnight's Edge with us, and click his name. He's got a channel of his own too. Yeah, she was on Murder, She Wrote. Well, Bedknobs and Broomsticks was, I believe, like a spin-off sort of movie. It was in the same universe as Mary Poppins, from what I remember, right? Admiral Sylvia. Oh, is Admiral Sylvia on? Well, then there's no competition there, you know? I understand totally if you go over to Admiral Sylvia. Bye, chat. Oh, thanks for being here, Stephanie B. Thank you so much. I know you guys can't always stay if you guys are on lunch breaks and stuff. You missed Captain SJW. Well, he's probably saw my response to his tweet, for sure. Oh, yeah, so that's why. Don't be sorry. He's the one who should have known better. Oh, well, I know. It's kind of one of those things. I think he just kind of streams when he has time. That's kind of how I do. I just kind of stream when I have time. And I know I always end up streaming on top of, like, the Anti-Trekker. And I try not to stream when Gary's live from Nerdrotic, so I really try not to do that. Should you consider The Sword in the Stone a musical? I don't remember any of The Sword in the Stone. I remember I liked it. I don't remember any of it, though, since then. Oh, Thor Draco, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Rainy Day, MR42, the bright spot after seeing a clip from Captain Marvel. Looks as lively as Log from Ren and Stimpy plays a Vulcan on Star Trek animation. Abomination. Oh, yeah. She does. Oh, God. She does look as lively as Log from Ren and Stimpy. Oh, Lord. She does. Totally. I took my sister to see Bedknobs and Broomsticks, but went to the wrong theater and we saw the Cowboys John Wayne movie instead. She still hasn't forgiven me. Hey, that's I mean, John Wayne, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, kind of the same classic thing, right? The Little Mermaid has some of the most potential for a live-action film, along with The Lion King. Yeah, and I didn't watch The Lion King. I had aged out of Disney movies by then. Billy Woodward says, I know Mecha Random 42. It's almost as if you guys should set up a schedule or something. That's kind of, my Tuesday afternoon is kind of what I want to do. I used to do, like, right after Gary would go off the air on Monday, and then hop on with Rob and Tom on Midnight's Edge after. So I try and get like an afternoon stream in here for me. I like doing the 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon sort of things. So I think Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to be afternoon streams. Wednesdays are kind of an up in the air. We don't know what we're doing on Wednesdays. Usually Monday evening, Tuesday evening, we do Midnight's Edge podcast. Sometimes Wednesday. And I think Thursday, Friday on my channel, like maybe Thursday evening, Friday afternoon or something. If you guys like that. Hello, Richie Poole. I'm looking forward to Ladies' Night this evening with you and Ren. Oh, we do have a special guest, too. We have Susan Layton you know her from the Nerdrotic channel. She's on their Friday thing. And she's the editor over at 1492 Elm. Baseball Joe, I am off on Tuesday. Tuesdays are, like, that's good. That's good. Hopefully Tuesday afternoon is good for you guys, because Monday afternoon, Mondays are so weird for me to stream because, like, it's so hard for me to, like, adjust from the weekend to the weekday. Matthew Man, $5 super chat, thank you so much. They should just have a live-action Warner Brothers film based on the Looney Tunes, Animaniacs, and other cartoon characters of the WB. Yes! Yeah, why not? Well, they kind of had with Space Jam a little bit, but I don't know if they could do it because they're cartoon characters. I mean, I don't know. Anytime they do that, though, Look at what happened with Garfield and stuff. They had the live-action Garfield, but then he was CG animated Garfield, so I mean, it'd be cool, but I don't know. Sometimes I got an eyelash in my eye. I'm so sorry. Oh, live. We're live. I just felt an eyelash just slide into my eyeball. I'm so sorry. SJW Clarkson. Who's SJW Clarkson? If they destroy Looney Tunes, they'll go ballistic. Yeah, we don't want to destroy Looney Tunes. Well, see, this is why we need Doomcock to, like, be, you know, just take off the mask and reveal he's Bugs Bunny, which we all know. I think the cat's out of the bag. Doomcock is Bugs Bunny. Well, I mean, they could do it as, like, a joke. They could do it as, like, a, you know, and then they gender swap everything as, like, a parody of the woke stuff. That'd be cool. Next is Hail Doomcock. Anytime we mention it, it's like, Hail Doomcock in the chat. Watch Us Work It. Dude, did you see the Watch Us Work It on the God, what is that Get Stoned show? Fuck. The show with the puppet, the cartoon characters. I can't remember. There's two versions of Watch Us Work It. There's the good one on the album, and then there's the really good one on the show. I can't remember the name of the show now. Oh man, it's the show that you get baked and watch as an adult. Yo Gabba Gabba, that's the show. Watch the Yo Gabba Gabba version. Oh, there's 3. What's the third version? I know the Yo Gabba Gabba, the kind of 8-bit sort of version. Then the version on the album. Yes, hashtag free poor Harvey. The Looney Tunes and Undertaker are the constants of my childhood. Undertaker is retiring, and I will only have Looney Tunes. Yeah, I mean, for me, at least, a lot of stuff I grew up with as a kid, I can still just kind of go back and watch, like Pee Wee Herman, Elvira, Nightmare on Elm Street. A lot of those things are super iconic to me. The Lost Boys, so... Everybody must get stoned, yeah. The computer commercial is the other one. Oh, okay, I didn't know they changed the version for the computer commercial. Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. I told Jeff at work class he has the second best channel after Doomcock. He said he was okay with that. So does that mean I'm third? I hope I'm third. I'd be fine being third to Jeff. Jeff's a really, really cool. Like, I like listening to his podcast. I usually try and make time. I can't really make time for the whole thing, but he's kind of the first one I click in the morning when I'm kind of getting my day started. Tobor, Lost Boys, Heart. Yeah, Lost Boys is probably my favorite movie. So I have that I keep in my purse with me at all times. A token from the Santa Cruz Boardwalk and a brass ring from the Ferris wheel. Not Ferris wheel, merry-go-round. The merry-go-round that they're on at the boardwalk that they got kicked off of. That David and his little group of vampire thugs got kicked off of. That's something I kind of keep on me at all times wherever I go. It's just in my wallet. Because I love the Lost Boys so much, and that was one of my few movie trips. I've done a couple of movie trips where I went and saw where things were filmed, but... And it's always a coincidence. It's always, oh yeah, they filmed this here. I'm here. Let's go here where they filmed this. Baseball Joe, I grew up with WWE. Undertaker was still my favorites and still is. I don't know what to do with myself when he retires. See, I haven't watched The Undertaker in so long. I watched a little bit of wrestling in like 1990, 91. I was really into it. And then I kind of just got into other stuff, I think. But I remember The Undertaker. I got to see The Undertaker live. I got to see Ultimate Warrior live. I got to see, I think, Hulk Hogan. I know Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was there, and I know probably Jake the Snake Roberts, probably the Nasty Boys, probably the Hart Foundation back when that was a thing. God, now I'm thinking old school wrestling. Lone Wolf Club, Lost Boys, Cry Little Sister. Marilyn Manson covered Cry Little Sister not too long ago. You, Midnight's Edge, Nerdotics, and Retro Blasting are all equally third. Oh, that's cool. Retro Blasting is, which one's Retro Blast? Oh, that's Razor Fist I'm thinking of. Who's Retro Blasting? But Midnight's Edge are a great channel. Nerdotic is a great channel. This is why we like, are all associated with each other. I love all those guys. We have a lot of great people here. I miss the Diet Coke version of Devo from 1984. It's a lot of pro wrestling. Yeah, I kind of remember pro wrestling stuff. Ricky Steamboat. Yes, I kind of remember that. That's kind of the age I am. I think I still have some ticket stubs from that. I'm pretty sure I do. What about Damon Bach? I don't know who Damon Bach is. Yes, Hail the Tribunal. I just saw on my Twitter notifications that we got a nice shout out for the Tribunal. So one thing I was like super... makes my eyes leak a little bit for being a little poor robot here. Doomcock titled his Tribunal, and So It Begins, the first one. I'm like, oh, that's a Babylon 5 reference. Oh, that's so sweet. Future Random versus Retro Random. I think they're one and the same thing. I really think they are. Retro Blasting is an 80s and 90s toy cartoon channel. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I might have to check them out. Matthew Ann, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. They should make a live-action Lego, live-action Nicktoons. Well, aren't the Lego movies already kind of live-action? I mean, they're stop-motion, right? And Nicktoons. I'm actually one of the few people who didn't like the Lego movie, and I feel so bad. They're awesome. Go watch. Tell them I sent you. All right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of channels I need to watch. I don't have a lot of time. I try and dedicate so much time to live streaming and so much time to making videos, and I think for every like 10 or 15 minute video I make, I probably spend 6 hours on responding to comments and things. Or for every 10-minute video I make, I spend that much time doing live streams too. So, or at least 6 hours doing live streams talking about the video I made. Baseball Joe, I don't like Legos. I haven't touched Legos since I had the Lego Yoda. And that one I liked, but I was always the type of kid who built the set and then took the set apart and stuck it in a box. MK Ultra, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Godzilla Kong franchise thoughts. Okay, I am kind of excited for the new Godzilla King of the Monsters. I like the new stuff that they're doing, even though they're kind of not as good as the old stuff, but I think they're kind of comparable. Oh, Stoneman5275 subscribe, thank you so much. So, the Kong Skull Island, I think I preferred to the legendary Godzilla that came out not too long ago. But if I had to choose between Kong Skull Island and Shin Godzilla, and I was actually just sick as a dog. I was dying. I had to like have throat lozenges after throat lozenges to keep me not from coughing and hacking up a lung when I saw Shin Godzilla. But it was only playing one day in the theater, so of course I had to go that one day. And pretty much coincidentally, everybody in like the circle of friends that I know in this area ended up at that one showing because it was the only time. It was the only time it was showing. So pretty much you see people in the theater like, oh, okay, that person. We know that person. We know this person. It was kind of cool. Shin Godzilla was so good. It was. Shin Godzilla was so good. Bleantron, never has anything perfectly targeted me as the audience. The exact targeted audience for the Lego movie. See, and I don't know. The score was okay because it was Mark Mothersbaugh, but remember Mega Bloks? Not really. Not really. There was another sort of, maybe I had the Mega Bloks. I had a space shuttle set that wasn't the Lego set. But this must have been in like 1987. So I really don't remember that much of the Mega Bloks. But I wasn't a huge Lego fan either. Like I had Legos for about a year and then I think I got back into them for about a minute. They weren't like my hugest thing. Let's see, Thundermax, hey beautiful lady, are you more a Star Wars fan or Star Trek fan? Just curious. Probably a Star Trek fan, but because of how bad Star Trek has been in the last decade, I'm definitely more of a Babylon 5 fan than either. But we are, oh yeah, that was the other thing we were going to talk about, since we're talking about stuff in the title. Star Wars Episode 9 leaks. Now, we know it's probably rumors, but they're kind of plausible rumors. What do you guys think about Hux? Like, well, if you don't want the spoiler, plug your ears for a bit. But, yeah, so spoiler alert. And I'll put my hand down when I'm done talking about it. I've heard that Hux is going to, like, to betray Kylo. Yeah, it's kind of not surprising because he always kind of had a problem with how pissy and emo Kylo was, so I can kind of see it. Do we care, though? Do we really care? It's going to suck. Yes, hail Babylon 5! Spend a little income tax money on the Saturn V Lego set. I'm not ashamed. Hey, if you like Legos, that's great. They're not super my thing. I don't have anything against them. They're just not super my thing. I used to have the old space Legos in the late 70s, early 80s. What did you say about the Captain Marvel trailer? She looks bored and annoyed, and it's very brown. She has the reality show sort of voice. She has that kind of reality show growl that she doesn't project. She doesn't have the charisma to kind of carry a movie. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. It's not really the most interesting sort of. She's not the most interesting sort of superhero out there. Connects and Hot Wheels. Connect. Okay, I had the Connect roller coasters actually. I was kind of going through a building the Connect roller coaster phase when I was like 21 or so. So I didn't mind doing those. Those are pretty fun. Jeremy called it vanilla. I agree. Yeah, I did hear Jeremy say it's a very vanilla, bland sort of. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I can definitely see, because to me, like, I see these sort of, it's kind of setting it up like it's a war movie, but it's not. It's very much brown and blue again. I don't like the over brown and over blue filter, because I know that if I'm sitting there watching it in 3D in the theater, it's going to make it even darker, and I'm going to end up taking a nap and falling asleep because it's going to be so dark once you put those 3D glasses on. So why they have to do that, I don't know. Ivanova versus Raylo. Oh, Ivanova would win. Ivanova always wins. She punches a scroll in the face, the old lady. Yeah, the punching the old lady in the face was kind of fun. Like, that looked like it might be kind of interesting, but... Trying to sell it with loud music and effects. I know. Why are there so many movie reviewers called Jeremy? I don't know. Maybe because it's a common name. Maybe for people like that age group, it's very common. It's like in 20 years, you're going to have a lot of kids called Bella. Or, fuck, what's the other guy's name? Twilight the Vampire? I don't remember his name. Star Wars is at a point where you really can't spoil it because it's already pre-spoiled out of the box office. And it's not really so much of even a spoiler. I think we kind of can tell because they've been setting Hux up for a while. But then again, they're going to subvert our expectations and not do that. So, still a better story than Twilight. Yep. Maybe I should join in. I'm the OG Jeremy. Hey, that works too. That works. Oh, those Twilight movies are bad. Twilight Vampire, you mean Sparkle Butt. Yeah, oh god, Twinkles. I think I was calling him Twinkles for a while. What was the other thing? Oh, the Joker. So, yeah, my thoughts on that Joker. That was the other thing. I made the video on the Joker thing yesterday. We've talked about it for a while. Why do we need another Joker movie? It looks boring. Who cares? Move on next. That's the whole thing about the Joker. What do you guys think? Yeah, subvert our expectations and make a good movie. Make a decent film. Absolutely. Okay, Twinkle Butt. Mikey Spock will join the Jedis. Well, Mikey Spock is going to go teach Rey how to be a Jedi. That's what's going to happen. They're going to end up in the same universe. Except Shin Godzilla. Wait. The art of the setup is lost. Nobody understands pacing, tension, and release on goddamn anything. Flips table except Shin Godzilla. Oh, Shin Godzilla did it right. Shin Godzilla really was good. I liked that. Warner Brothers needs to realize that Batman has a whole rogues galaxy of characters to make movies about. I know, and I don't know why they're like, it's because people know it. It's because they think so little of their fans that we're only going to go and see a movie with Batman and the Joker. I mean, yeah, I get it. You have kind of your Hot Topic, Spencer's Gifts sort of generation of girls who want to cosplay as Harley Quinn and guys who cosplay as the Joker. I get it, totally. But yeah, we're kind of to the point where, I don't know, I would rather see something new. Gotham the show. I've seen like a couple of little bits of it at the end. It's so black and white looking. It's so dark. It's so black. It's a comic book movie or TV show. Make it in color. I know how we can save Star Wars. Get Devo to do the music. I would watch that. We'll get them to write the script. Shit, I would watch that. Get Trey Parker and Matt Stone to come in and save Star Wars. I would watch the crap out of that too. As long as Mikey Spock doesn't try to tell Zathras that she's the one, I don't care what she does. I know. Just keep Mikey Spock out of my Babylon 5. And Santa can keep his dick out of Halloween, and I think we'll be just fine. Why not Two-Face or Black Mask? Or, you know, the Bookworm, or... God, bring back Mr. Freeze, bring back the Riddler, bring back... God, any of them. I need to look at my box set. I need to actually go back and watch them again. Catwoman's story alone can fill up a whole movie. Yeah, but the Catwoman movie was kind of terrible, right? Yeah, they would kill Kenny. Well, they could kill Kenny. That's what they need to do. They need to just keep killing Rey over and over again. And I think that would help. Poison Ivy. Well, we've already had Poison Ivy. I don't really want to see any more movie villains. I don't want to see anybody that we've already seen in the movies. So even the Riddler and the Penguin, I don't want to see anymore. I'm talking about, like, God, I know. I was just thinking about who it was, and I can't think of who it was. Might be the Jin talking, but I'm interested in watching Joaquin Phoenix. Maybe he can show me a semi-pathetic man building up to a resentfully psychopathic man that laughs. Well, then we would kind of have Breaking Bad. Because Breaking Bad really did a good character arc of, here's this poor mistreated guy who kind of overcomes a lot of stuff to be this villain. And that was really interesting. Oh, King Tut would be a good one. King Tut would be an amazing one. Can't wait for an Egghead origin pick. You know, I can't see anybody as Egghead without seeing Vincent Price. He was so iconic. They need to do a reboot of American Werewolf in London where the wolf becomes a vigilante. Ooh, I don't know. Don't reboot stuff. Just don't reboot it. Don't reboot anything. I'm tired of reboots and remakes. I know it's the porgs I may have done sub. I like them. They're cute. They had the best character arc in The Last Jedi. That's why I like them. Because they went from being devastated that Chewbacca killed one and was going to eat it, to learning to forgive Chewbacca and then finally befriending him. And they had the best character arc in the whole movie. Because they actually had one. If the Chris Hemsworth and Pine decide on for the next Star Trek movie, would you watch it? No. I didn't like the last one. I don't like the new Star Trek movies. They're kind of shit. You know, the only way they could do that is if they kind of erase the whole Kelvin timeline and make them the next Star Trek movies. No, I don't like the Kelvin movies, and I don't like Discovery. When I say I like Star Trek, I mean pretty much everything up till 2009. And I even have, like, I even have a lot of dislike for Enterprise up until about season 4. But yeah, I just don't care about the Kelvin movies. I saw the first one and I skipped the second because I did not want Khan. I did not want a remake of Wrath of Khan. It looked stupid, and I'm really glad I didn't see it. And the third movie, I kept having to be reminded of what the plot was, and you know, like Sarah kept insisting, "No, you saw this movie. You saw this movie." I'm like, I don't remember seeing this movie. When did I see this movie? Apparently, I saw the movie. It's so unmemorable. It's just so unmemorable. I don't remember any of that third movie. Into Darkness was other trash. If Harvey was cast as the Joker and Mecha Random was Harley, I would watch that movie. I would watch that movie too. That would be cool. But I don't know if Harvey would be... And I don't know if I could be Harley Quinn either. That would be the thing. That'd be cool though. I'd do that. All the JJ Star Trek is bollocks. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of JJ stuff. They need to reboot Captain Marvel. Yeah, they need to reboot Captain Marvel. She shouldn't be a woman. She's always been a woman. She's so iconic as a woman. They need to gender swap Captain Marvel because it doesn't specify. Captain is your military rank. So the JJ lens flare. Yeah, I call it the lens flare chubby. They got a chubby for the lens flares. You need more stories of Poison Ivy. I mean, yeah, they could, I guess. I just don't want to see any more big screen reboots and villains. Into Darkness was so bad I laughed out loud during the theater at Kirk's death scene. I didn't see Into Darkness in the theater, so... Well, that's the second one. I didn't see that one at all. I always get the second and third titles confused. That's how little I care about them. They're kind of in that movie time frame of movies that I don't automatically see every movie. That's the other thing. Like, I probably won't see Captain Marvel. I probably am going to skip it. I'm going to talk about it a little on the channel, but I know I'm probably going to skip it at the end of the day. Because it just looks so boring, you know? Captain Marvel used to be a bloke, you know, called Captain Marvel. Well, I was thinking when I say it like Marvel, it would be like Carvel, like the ice cream. If you've seen Wrath of Khan, you've seen Into Darkness. Well, yeah, and I've seen Wrath of Khan, and that's actually a good movie. I don't need to see a bad remake of it. Kite Man needs his own movie. Mintberry Crunch needs his own damn movie. If we're doing superheroes, we'll do superheroes right. We need the Mintberry Crunch movie, the Mintberry Crunch origin story, because he's the best superhero. And then followed by the Mosquito. He was actually really good too. Those are the only superheroes I care about. It was getting to the point where I was having so much fun playing South Park Fractured But Whole last year that I really wanted every single one of these little figures. I wanted the whole set. I just couldn't afford them. I wanted one of everyone. But I did end up ordering Mintberry Crunch online. Because somebody had extra. I was like, yeah, I want that. Give me the Tool Shed one. And I wasn't using Tool Shed. I don't think I was using Tool Shed. I was using... God, now I can't remember who I was using on my team. Well, I know I used the Mosquito and the Human Kite for quite a long time. But those were good ones. Martian Manhunter needs its own series. Zatanna also does. I don't know who those are. I don't know any of those. Captain Marvel and Marvel are two different characters. I see, and that's me. I don't know anything. Superheroes are not my thing, I think. And I hate kind of misleading people. I'm not going to be one of the fake geek gamer girls or geek girls in general who are going to go and talk about these things and pretend I love them more than I do. Because I know, like, a lot of this stuff, a lot of girls get really quizzed on that. So if I kind of flat out tell you, yeah, I don't know. I don't read the superhero books. The superheroes I know more about are the ones from South Park than anything, because South Park's one of the best things ever. Yes, hashtag cancel South Park. We didn't talk about that too much either. Would you be interested in Poison Ivy going against Louis the Lilac from the Batman 66 show? That would be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Any of the villains from the 66 show that we haven't seen a lot. Any of, like, the one-offs. Michael says, you're looking beautiful today. Well, thank you so much. Did the original Captain Marvel die due to cancer? I have no idea. I don't understand the movie pass thing. I watch fewer and fewer movies every year. Yeah, I don't really watch... Well, I never bought into the movie pass thing because it didn't seem like it was a good idea. See, what I don't get is how Lol can have more personality as a character in development in 15 minutes than Mikey Spock had in an entire season. Well, that was because they wrote characters and stories back then, and they weren't written by committee by a bunch of Gilmore Girls writers who don't understand Star Trek and character development. They understand drama, they understand garbage, trash TV, but they don't understand actual good quality characters. Casa Bonita. I've actually been to Casa Bonita a few times. I need to play. God, one of these days I'm going to play that DLC. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Maybe not. No, because we have the stream tonight on Midnight's Edge. Maybe after the stream on Midnight's Edge, I'll just play that DLC. I need to do that. I always look good. My skin's made of rubber. I wish it were made of rubber. I think it's made of real organic material. That's why I get flaws and blemishes and things. Found Fractured But Whole less offensive and crazy than Stick of Truth. Well, Fractured But Whole had a much better combat system for me. I didn't mind the offensive stuff in Stick of Truth so much, but yeah, Futurama was another worthy mention. I like Futurama too. That's a good one too. Bookworm is one of my faves. Super reading. Oh yeah, Bookworm. They need to make a Bookworm one. Yes, make a Bookworm a movie for Bookworm. Why don't they do that? I don't know why they don't do that. They never do. Oh yeah, while I have a lot of people here, I did drop a podcast on Patreon yesterday. It's a $3 groupie tier and higher. So if you guys are members of my Patreon, it is exclusive for you guys. It has some visuals, and I talk a little bit about the fake geek sort of girl stereotypes, and I talk a little bit more about the toxic and predatory media that we kind of are fighting up against. And hello, Lord Blue Eyes Frankie G. Don't even get me started. Much love. Oh no. What do you mean don't get me started? Welcome. And also, if you guys do want a really good gaming streamer, Lord Blue Eyes Frankie G, he's streaming pretty much every day here on YouTube. Go check him out. He does like Friday the 13th the game and a lot of other cool stuff. Yeah, the combat was better, just felt the characters and overall story was toned down. Yeah, I burned through that really quick. I think I played through it in about a week. Most of the time, women that look good are the ones in good shape. I think so. Well, depending on the girls. I don't know what you're talking. You're probably cross-chatting. Make my own chat with alcohol and hookers. God, Bender. Why is Bender so fun? There's a box set for Futurama that's like Bender's head. It's like a life-size Bender head. And it has all the Blu-rays in it. I think it's Blu-ray. It might be DVD. I never ended up getting it. I really wish I would have. Sorry about the spelling mistakes. It's hanging as I type. No worries about spelling mistakes. I can usually understand. The food at Casa Bonita was pretty so-so. Well, Casa Bonita had its moments. Like, it's more of a tourist thing. You don't go there to necessarily get the food. You kind of go there for the experience. So I ended up going after, like, a zoo trip, I think. It was either a zoo or museum. I think it might have been museum. Last year? It wasn't this year. It was the year before. Yes, hashtag Predatory Studios, Predatory Creators, Predatory Media. That's the type of thing we're trying to kind of spread out there. I want to start the hashtag against the predatory media because they prey on our weakness. They try and pick us apart, fight us. They try and get us to fight each other. They try and get us to, go around calling each other man babies and SJWs and all this bullshit. And it comes on both sides, and it's kind of frustrating that they like to play us against each other because they're failing. Because they don't know how to make a good movie. They don't understand that not every movie has to be a $200 million production with a $1 billion box office. And they don't get that. You know, there are movies out there. You can find perfectly good movies on Netflix. You can find perfectly good lower budget movies. I'm a huge B-movie fan. Dude, I love this up there with Life of Brian. God Complex. If you're, you know, there's a great warning label on the back of this movie. So this is by my favorite filmmaker, Mark Perot. He does a lot of low budget B movies. It's basically about a fat guy who kind of fucks with people for fun because he's God and he can do it and he can test people. And it says, warning, some material may not be suitable for children or the deeply religious, technically the same thing, which is the bestest warning label I've ever seen on anything. Well, there you go. That is the bestest warning label ever. I absolutely love it. And I tweeted that out, so this is kind of my type of movie. And he also did the Polish Vampire and Burbank stuff, so... I'm... and it's not that there's anything wrong with religion, I just kind of take it for what it is, and I kind of poke fun at stuff like that, so... And here's where I piss off, like, half of my viewers. But that's kind of my wheelhouse, though, is, like, the offensive stuff. Sent on Kagura Peach Beach Splash for PC got a VR update. Oh, it is on sale 40% off as well, Seraph. If you do pick that up, let me know. I wouldn't mind trying it out. Because I know you have a VR headset. And I would totally borrow that from you. Why are all my favorite characters being changed so drastically? That's it. I'm going to watch 2 movies for the rest of my life. Clash of the Titans, the original, and Holy Grail. Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, you've got Clash of the Titans, you've got Holy Grail, you've got... Yes, I am still alive. Why? I just got a message. Am I still alive? Yes. Yeah, Clash of the Titans, Holy Grail. Those are very good movies. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. You can probably see up here. I do love Monty Python. Religion gets in the way of faith. Yeah. Organized religion and spirituality can be very deadly. Well, they can be very, very different things, too. Organized religion and spirituality are completely different things, in my opinion. You can be a very spiritual person. You can be faithful of what you believe in. And I don't want to get too much into religion because I'm certainly not a theology expert at any means. Odin's channel is probably better for this, or Anti-Trekker, because they do have a lot more knowledge in this stuff than I do. But Life of Brian is the funniest movie ever made. Life of Brian is probably my favorite. Just watch Krull on repeat. Krull was fun. Krull was really fun. I actually didn't get to watch it a lot growing up. I did finally see it with Rift Tracks. I think I've probably seen it once. I did finally see it with Rift Tracks, and it was probably my favorite Rift Tracks that I've seen in the theater in a long time. In a very long time. Always look on the bright side of life. Yeah, Holy Grail is really good. I like Holy Grail. How do you feel about the new Patrick Stewart thing happening? And would like to see William Shatner pop him in a cameo, either in the Stewart series or something else. I don't want a new Patrick Stewart Star Trek series with Akiva Goldsman behind it, because Akiva Goldsman is what's the other guy's name? I can see his face. Oh, the other one we hate. What's the other guy we hate? Alex Kurtzman. Those are 2. I don't want to see any series with them involved. Period. No matter who's in it. I don't want to soil my memory of Captain Picard. I don't want them to Luke Skywalker him, and I certainly don't want William Shatner coming back either. So, yeah, Kurtzman. She meant Life of Brian there. Which one did I love Life of Brian? Which one? No, I was talking about Krull too. Holy Grail, yeah, Holy Grail's good. Sometimes I just kind of say what I read too. I'm sorry. It is mostly the Abrahamic faiths that are well known. They're most well known and used from Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, and there are offshoots of all through the Baha'i faiths. They're not talked about so much. Yeah. Religion is for people who have has time to believe. I want Shatner to come back and blow up the new person who I won't mention, but you know who. Is she a plank of wood? Is she possibly a wooden? Is she possibly a witch? That's what I think. God, yeah, I just don't. I just don't want, like, them killing. I don't want them ruining Captain Picard like they did Luke Skywalker. Yes, shout out to people with time. I know, who has time anymore? I'm like, it gets so kind of hard to answer messages constantly in the morning while I'm, you know, getting ready to set up a stream, but I try and answer as many as I can, and I try and do, it's just a really time-consuming thing. So I'm there, like, eating with one hand, trying to type with my left hand with more than, like, one-word responses, because if I type with a one-word response, it's gonna get, it's gonna get, like, frustrating for people. But, you know, it's really hard to do that. So, like, Spock weighs as much as a duck. She probably does. Depends on your definition of time. I have about maybe an hour at night. Well, maybe between like 1 and 2 in the morning. Maybe between 12 and 2 in the morning. So I have about 2 hours. That's my time. And that time I can't really do anything that makes any noise. I can't really... So I can't actually like get on and record stuff. I can just kind of chill out, read, watch videos. That's all I get to do. Hunky, chunky, funky monkey. I have time, but I can't really do anything with it because my fucking body won't let me. And that sucks, too. That sucks, like, having the time to do it and not being able to for medical stuff. Okay, Ultra, you do great. All the Midnight's Edge community are great. You guys keep a lot of people entertained and informed. And you lack a stick up the butt. Well, thank you. I try. No, I kind of think, like, I do kind of have a stick up my ass about some of these things because I get kind of pissy about stuff, but... Speaking of Star Trek 9, I'm super upset. It looks like Stage 9 got a cease and desist. That fucking CBS. Oh my god, CBS. So if you guys don't know what Stage 9 is, they have a VR sort of, they're making a VR walkthrough of the Enterprise D in its perfect scale. They're making it, and you can like take a shuttlecraft over to Deep Space Nine, and it's very, very accurate. It's really cool. If you ever want to like wander around the Enterprise, you can do that in VR. Well, CBS got to stick up their ass and have decided to give them like a cease and desist or something. And it really sucks because CBS really just needs to go. CBS, you need to go. If people are doing fan things that are better than what you're doing, I mean, seriously, look at Star Trek Bridge Crew. It's fine. It looks very fun. But I don't necessarily want to play online with other people. What if I want to wander around the ship? Seriously. I've lurked long enough that the cat recognizes your voice. He's looking for the source now. Aww. Oh, hello, kitty. I love kitties. I have a straw and a lot of puff. I think I can defeat Captain Marvel in a single combat. Yeah. Thank you for being here, Matthew Mann. Yeah, it is a bunch of bullshit. Why Stage 9? Why? Yeah, they got a cease and desist. Now I'm depressed, angry Mr. Fibble says. I know. It was going to be the entire ship, including areas never seen in the show, like the whale tanks and stuff. See, that would have been so much fun. Why do they have to do that? If they can't get it right, let somebody else fucking get it right. Oh, look at Axanar. Look at Star Trek Continues. They were getting it right. And then they give us this fucking garbage with Star Trek Discovery. I don't understand what their problem is. I don't understand why they have to control their stuff so much. If you have so many fans who love it and can appreciate it and can do what other fans want, yeah, you've got your garbage fan fiction out there. Every franchise does. But come on, you know, put it up to a vote. People, you know, we always have that joke about, oh, Idris Elba, where do I vote for him recast as something? Why can't we vote for that? Why can't we vote for who we want acting in a movie? Why can't we vote for, you know, who we want to produce something, who we want as writers, as directors, who we want involved? Why can't we do that? You know, why can't we say, hey, let's put somebody like Doomcock in charge of Star Trek because he knows his shit? Why can't we vote? I mean, we kind of can with our wallets by not seeing this garbage and by complaining loud enough on the internet, but seriously, at the end of the day, we kind of need to put this up to a vote, because how much better would have Anthony and Gruber been as Han Solo than, you know, Orville Redenbacher or whatever the fuck his name is, right? Oh, yeah, there are some torrent links out there for Stage 9. Apparently, they're still trying to work something out with CBS. Yeah, but it's still a shit. So McFarlane went to CBS, the Orville pitch, they said nah. And the Orville's amazing. This is exactly what we wanted for Star Trek. They make this stuff just to appease the other critics. They make the movies and the TV shows so the critics like it. Guess what, though? The critics don't pay money. The critics get to watch the shit for free. And that's so stupid. They don't even care about making money anymore. They care about impressing their buddies and being in their little circle. Stupid trademark laws, that's why. Yeah. Because then you'd have 4chan voting like trolls. Well, that is true as well, I suppose. But, I mean, just listen to, like, what the YouTubers say. Listen to what, like, the little YouTubers like us and Midnight's Edge and stuff say. The ones that aren't controlled by the media. The ones that aren't owned by these mega fucking corporations. Like Nerdist is owned by the company that owns AMC. So I never believe a word they say because I know they're shills. And I don't know who owns Collider, but isn't their kind of parent company owned by something? I don't know. I've never actually watched them, so I don't know if they're shills or not. I keep hearing their name pop up. Doomcock for Star Trek would be awesome. I know. I mean, if he can't take over the world, at least give him Star Trek, you know? At least give him something he knows. Give him something in his wheelhouse, which is pretty much everything on the planet. The guy's fucking brilliant. Much like TNG, really, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing Star Trek produced by Doomcock. I think he'd do something awesome. He would do something awesome. He would keep it true to Star Trek. The guy can write. The guy can think. He can reason out characters. He understands stories. He understands humor. I mean, we'd have a few funny episodes here and there, too, if he had Star Trek. Oh, it just bothers me. It bothers me so much that we don't have the right people in charge of stuff, and we get the same handful of idiots who keep making shit, and they shouldn't. You know, Rian Johnson shouldn't be a filmmaker. He's terrible. Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman should not be in Hollywood. Get these clowns out of here. Where do I vote to fire these assholes? Oh wait, we just don't give CBS money. We don't give these movies money. Look at that Mummy reboot. I didn't go see it, and I'm absolutely the target audience for that. I love Universal Monsters. I would have loved a Universal Dark Universe. But not with fucking Alex Kurtzman behind it. I mean, come on. Guy's a hack. He can't write. Yeah, the future is Doomcock TM. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. I love the hashtag I stand with Doomcock. I think we need to start that hashtag again and keep that out there. Harvey would be a great Star Trek villain. I think Doomcock would be a great Star Trek villain. But he would be so complex and deep. I mean, he would do something out of compassion that's like horrendously evil, I think. I didn't hate Dracula Untold. I didn't see it. It didn't look very good. In a World of Dreams, I could make the best Star Wars movie. I think a lot of people could make a much better Star Wars movie than we're getting. And it's really sad. I think Seth MacFarlane could have done an amazing job. I think Trey Parker and Matt Stone could have done an amazing job. Why can't we give those people that? Like, if they cancel South Park, you know how they have the hashtag to cancel South Park? Can we give South Park to Trey and Matt? Can we give them Rian Johnson's trilogy instead? Because, dear God, I would love to see what they did with it. They'd make it a musical, probably. And it would be amazing. Oh, man. He's too kind to Kirk. Oh, Doomcock. Maybe. Kurtzman wrote Revenge of the Fallen. I don't even know what Revenge of the Fallen is. Now I gotta look that up. Let's look up Revenge of the Fallen. It would help if I could type. Not Revenge of the Nerds, Revenge of the Sith, Revenge of the Fallen. Oh, the Transformers movie? Fuck that. God. The Transformers movies, I tried to watch 3 of them with riff tracks, and they were terrible. They were goddamn terrible. I couldn't stand those. And that's probably just a me thing, because I wasn't a huge Transformers person anyway. If Doomcock was a villain in TNG, I think I would actually give a shit. That would work. That would work for me. He just wants the button pushed. Guys, why aren't we talking about the raptor reading the flammable sign in Fallen Kingdom and understanding it? Well, because I didn't watch it. It looked stupid. It looked fucking stupid. That's why. I didn't watch the newest Jurassic Park movie because it looked stupid. And that's another thing. If the movie blows, just don't go. I watched Mahler's review of it. I watched a couple of people's reviews saying how fucking stupid it was. And yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, okay, the raptor understands what flammable means enough to run. Or they wait and they kind of pounce knowing that there's somebody going to be behind the door. Doomcock versus Q from TNG. Who would win? Doomcock. I think Doomcock would win. As a Transformers fan, I can say the live action movies are pretty terrible, Seraph says. Yeah, they looked bad. They looked bad. It was the stupidest but fun movie of all time. 2 thumbs up and down. Holston88, I'm a huge Transformers fan, and yeah, those movies are shit. At least the toys were amazing. that would be kind of, oh Lord, I just can't do the Transformers movies. I wasn't a huge like fan anyway of the Transformers in the 80s. I was a girl. I liked more Pee-wee's Playhouse and stuff, so that was kind of my wheelhouse, was Pee-wee's Playhouse. They would fall in love. Oh God, no. You're saying that Doomcock versus Q, they would fall in love with each other. Maybe, probably not, though. I think they would, like, outwit each other, and they would probably have a draw or something. Makes me feel sad that people hear Transformers and their first thought is the Michael Bay movies. Well, for me, Transformers was that cartoon in the 80s that I was kind of a girl not watching. I think it was up against Gem and the Holograms, if I remember, so I probably watched Gem and the Holograms instead. Don't be upset by what Michael Bay did to my Transformers franchise. That hack single-handedly ruined one of my favorite cartoon franchises. No, I feel for you guys, because I know that you guys, we all are kind of in this together as far as, like, our franchises and our fandoms, and that's why I stand for stuff whenever I see, like, a woke version of Charlie's Angels. There's somebody out there who's gonna be pretty pissed that they're trying to make a feminist icon out of a feminist icon, you know? It was already feminist. It was already awesome. Captain Turd. Oh, God. Transformers is one of the main battlefronts of the SJW infestation in comics terms. Is it? I don't even know that much about it. Lone Wolf Club. Transformers got one of the shortest reviews on my channel. 1 sentence. Well, that's like me, like, looking at the Michael B. Jordan as Superman. I'm like, am I being punked? Am I being punked, really? There's so many crazy things that happen on these, just any of these little news articles, and they're all so clickbaity, because I don't think half of them will happen, but the Charlie's Angel one, like, kind of seems like it's happening. Hi, Random. Also, there's only one Transformer movie. It was brutal back in the 80s. Yeah, that's the one I remember hearing about. I mean, it had that, you got the touch, you got the power song. That one I know because of Saints Row. But I think I'd seen it in passing here and there as well. Willie Woodward says, when I saw Transformers 1, I was thinking at least when they reboot it, they couldn't get any worse. Then I was dragged to see the second one. Don't mention the super bait clickbait lies. I know, it's so frustrating, and they do that with all these franchises, and, like, it's kind of the point where who cares? It's some of these movies that they're trying to reboot and remake, and Saints Row, weird series. I like the Saints Row games. I liked 3 and 4 pretty much. I didn't play the first ones. I played 3 and 4. Will you be watching the new Jack Black movie? Maybe. I might. That house with the clock in the walls, it looks okay. As long as there's not, like, a shit ton of little kids in the theater. If I go late enough at night, it won't be so bad. Also, if I have any money on the rewards card, we'll see. Was anybody else scared of E.T.? I don't think I was scared of him, but I did see that. That was my first movie in the theater that I can remember going to. I might have also seen Return of the Jedi around that time, but I don't remember seeing it. Jack Black was in Waterworld. I don't think I ever saw Waterworld. Or if I did, I saw it with riff tracks, like everything. That prick Vangelis in Saints Row, isn't he? Who? Which one? Saints Row had, God, he had the alien in that 4th game. I can't remember the alien's name. What was the alien's name? He kind of sounded like Sideshow Bob. Jez Oldfield, the best review for a movie I ever read for a movie was for Speed 2. It just said, this time it's on a boat. I pissed myself laughing when I read that. Yeah, this time it's on a boat. It's the same movie, but it's on a boat. Oh, God. Yeah, thanks for being here, Lord Blue Eyes. Also, subscribe to Lord Blue Eyes. He has an awesome gaming channel here. And, you know, he's one of those people, we used to play Friday the 13th all the time back in the day. Friday the 13th, the game really got, sadly, it got a short end of the deal because of the licensing stuff. Do you like the Rocky movies? I've actually never seen a Rocky movie. I know, don't hate me. I was a girl. I never saw a Rocky movie. So there's a lot of movies I didn't see just because I was a girl. Return of the Jedi, is that the one with the ancient porks? So-called Ewoks. You mean porgs? The little killer teddy bears. Yeah, I like the killer teddy bear one. I never saw them. I finally just saw Stripes, too. I wasn't allowed to watch, like, the violent movies and the super sex ones, but I was allowed to watch the horror movies for some reason. But, like, the more action movie types and the, kind of the R-rated comedies I wasn't really allowed to watch as a kid. So, I finally saw Stripes. That was a movie that I had never seen as a kid. And I'm sad I missed it, but I think I always mixed it up with, like, Meatballs and And then Screwball Academy, like there were so many of those that I kind of mixed up in my head, so I probably just didn't see it. But no, there's a lot of them I wasn't allowed to see as a kid because they were movies that like my mom would watch with, you know, whoever she was watching them with, but I could watch The Thing but not E.T. It really terrified me. Well, he had that weird scream. I remember he had a weird scream that was kind of freaky. But I was more afraid of like Darth Vader or the Skeksis. The Skeksis were cool. When I was a kid, I had storybook things with like cassettes with like the movie noises, and then they had the narration. Whoever was reading the narration of the book. So I had one for, I think it was Empire Strikes Back. I had one for Dark Crystal, and I had one for E.T. But I think the E.T. one might have had a record. And I had a lot of like the books with the records and stuff too, but the ones with the cassettes were like the big movie tie-in ones. And I remember E.T. had like a really weird sort of scream that was kind of freaky. Plus the Skeksis were really cool in Dark Crystal, and they were kind of creepy as well. I kind of liked the darker, scarier stuff as a kid. Never liked E.T. that much. Dark Crystal is amazing though. Well, E.T. did not hold up at all. It did not hold up. And I got really annoyed when they changed out the the guns for walkie-talkies. So I think there was a version where they did fix that when it came out on DVD for the first time, but like the big box set I think had both. I think it's because I couldn't trust it and there were kids involved. At least that's the thing you know about. You know what it's about. That's true. That's true. Rocky, good movie. Rocky 2, yeah, okay. Rocky 3, this one's got Mr. T. Rocky 4, game for a laugh. Dark Crystal read-along book. Damn, I gotta find one of those. You might be able to find one. I liked all of those read-along sort of books. I had a lot of them, like I had some Flintstones ones, and yeah, there was just a ton of them back in the 80s. That was kind of the thing I had instead of like the little golden books, which I think are still around. I think they're still a thing. Dark Crystal and Labyrinth were two of my favorites as a kid. I liked Labyrinth more as I got older, but as a kid, it kind of never really did it for me. I think maybe it was a little too cutesy fantasy. Plus the whole kind of plot was a little confusing to me. It's like, okay, you're wishing your whiny kid brother away, your half brother. Problem solved? Why would you spend all this time trying to get him back? You know, you're being demanded to babysit for a child that you didn't choose to have. Maybe because I'm an only child and I never had those sort of responsibilities, but it's like, problem solved. The kid's gone. You know? I don't know. Maybe because I liked stuff like The Omen a lot more than Labyrinth as a kid. Rocky 5, he fights against Rambo. Or Rocky 8, he fights against Rambo. I didn't see that one. Rocky 4 is the most 80s movies ever. I do remember the 80s. I do remember the commercials for it quite a bit. Absolutely. I really remember the commercials. I'm listening to KLF. What time is love? America. It's wondrously daft. Yeah, I've got them bookmarked over here. I'm gonna have to listen to them. Oh, these are fun streams. I like doing these streams just to hop on for a couple hours, hang out with you guys. You guys are really awesome. I really appreciate you guys spending some time listening to me complain about stuff and talk about Devo and music and Captain Marvel and all these things. I should probably hashtag it Devo. We kept talking about Devo so much on the stream. I could talk about Devo all day. Like, that's kind of cool. There's a lot of really cool, like last night we just had all music conversation. We just had the music podcast. I have to bail in a moment. I have to make a long drive home. Well, thank you for being here, Seraph. KLF also did a remix of the Doctor Who theme under the name Time Lords. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm gonna have to listen to that. I did always like the Doctor Who theme song. Thanks, Mecha. We love you too. The training montage of Rocky 4 is epic. Like the chicken montage on R1 though. And that was the thing that like we don't have a lot of. We don't have like training montages of characters getting better. That's what they need to bring back. And that was kind of why. Which movie was it? Was it Orgasmo or was it Team America? I think it was Team America because I know they used montage, the song Montage. I think it was Team America. We don't have that 80s montage thing, and that's such a standard sort of thing you need to put in a movie. And this is why we were so bummed with Rey, because she didn't have her training montage. You need the training montage. Yeah, they had a great montage and a montage song. And this is why I love Trey Parker and Matt Stone so much. They throw these really good nods to the 80s. They throw the music in there. They write the music. This is why I'm such a huge South Park fan. They don't need to. They're perfect from the beginning. I got that vibe from the Captain Marvel trailer. Carol looks to be another Rey. She looks a little to be a Mary Sue for sure. She looks a little too powerful, a little too perfect. Like, I don't think she's going to have any sort of hero's journey or arc. I think she's going to, the second she's on screen, she's going to be special. She just doesn't show it yet. And that's kind of boring. That's kind of boring. She just looks like a Superman clone. And I think that's she's supposed to be, but... And I think that's why I wasn't a huge Superman fan either, because he didn't seem to, he kind of seemed to be powerful from the get-go. So maybe that was something I didn't like about Superman either. Team America has the best love scene ever. Well, Team America has some of the best stuff ever. Just in general. Yeah, skipping the whole Ms. Marvel origins too. I wrote a college paper on the zoom in and accent change. That's cool. That is cool. Saw Kung Fu Panda recently. It had so much of what the Luke-Ray relationship should have had. Is it sad that they can get that sort of thing more correct on a kids movie? Sometimes it depends on the movies. Sometimes the kids movies do it better. Sometimes the old movies do it better. Sometimes the no budget movies do it better. But I never watched it because I don't really care about animated movies. Kung Fu Panda is weirdly good. What was the animated movies? I like the Hotel Transylvania ones, but they're crap, and I know they're crap, but I have such a soft spot for the kitty Halloween spooky vampire cute things, you know? Like your traditional Universal monsters kind of cutified. I kind of have a soft spot for that. So that's why I like that, and that's why I never got into like Nightmare Before Christmas, because it doesn't have any of the Universal monsters. So... But yeah, so the Hotel Transylvania movies were cute. That's going to be something I'm going to have to maybe rewatch. Well, I did watch them recently. I don't know if I need to rewatch them for Halloween because I saw them so recently. Also, the TV series for Kung Fu Panda was really weirdly good. I didn't know they made a TV series. I'm so out of it. I'm so out of touch for TV shows. I rarely watch anything. I'm betting they've mixed up Ms. Marvel's origins with Marvel's origins. She's going to be a Kree. Oh, God. Alan Sparks' confession. I hate all the Peanuts holiday specials. I haven't watched them since I was really little, so I don't know if I like them. I don't remember if I like them or not. I am completely not the same person I was when I was 6 years old. I think I liked them okay. I never really went around to rewatching them though, so that might tell you something. Joe K4700. I liked most of the Pixar stuff up to Toy Story 3. They sort of dropped a quality from there. Yeah, I think... Well, I think when the original Toy Story came out, it was kind of... They were definitely showcasing, hey, we have this awesome story writing, and we have this awesome animation, and I can see why they're good. I just know that they're not kind of my taste. There's a lot of movies, though, I can't even see why people like them. You know, people like... Movies like the Star Trek Kelvin Timeline movies. I don't understand why people like them. They're not good movies. They're just not good movies. Jesse Miller says, does it really matter they didn't bother hiring an actress they used as a mannequin? Oh, God. She looks bored and disinterested was kind of like the main thing. She looks bored and disinterested for sure. She looks very, she looks a little more curvaceous in the trailer than she did on the cover of Entertainment Weekly. I kind of missed this when I did my reaction to it, to the magazine article. Her hips were photoshopped down to nothing in this Photoshop. So at least she looks like she has more hips, but she still doesn't really, she's not very curvaceous. She doesn't have much of a figure. She still looks very bored and disinterested. She looks like a kind of generic, average, boring girl that, you know, you wouldn't even recognize walking down the street. You know, you'd be in an airport and you would see some commotion about, hey, there's a celebrity over there, and you would never be able to spot who the celebrity is. You know, that's the type of person she seems like to me. She would be a celebrity that I wouldn't even recognize walking down the street. You know, she doesn't seem to have a lot of charisma. She doesn't seem to project her voice. She doesn't have a lot of personality. And that's kind of one of the biggest things about Captain Marvel, about this actress, that I'm like really kind of skeptical of, because at least Gal Gadot had that personality. She has the smile that lights up the room. She's very charismatic. She goes on talk shows and you remember her. She's kind of like a rock star of an actress. She's very memorable. the Brie Larson, is that her name even? She's just, oh, she's so, I don't know. I'm sure she's fine. I'm sure she's fine. She'll probably do better than we expect, but I'm not having any confidence from what I'm seeing right now. United States of Tara Allison's character is the worst. I don't know who that is. Did Jesse Miller leave? I'm sorry, Jesse Miller. I didn't say bye to you. Oh, you said bye being safe. You didn't say bye. Never mind. Joe says, we can hope that there's a slight chance that Rogue from X-Men can nearly kill Captain Ms. Marvel by stealing her powers and putting her in a coma like she did in the comics. And Carol just says, I have a crush on Brie Larson, so I'm biased. I apologize. Hey, there's nothing wrong with, you know, if that's your taste, that's great. I think for me personally, though, I don't know. She's not my type. She's not very interesting to me. Wonder Woman is cute. She has some spunk. That's the thing. Wonder Woman was really cute. I don't know if Brie Larson has that for me. That's just kind of my taste. Brie Larson is greater than a cantaloupe with a face drawn on and a marker and pen and ink. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, what about the James Bond 007 movies? Do you have any favorites or did you watch any of them? I watched like the few of the Sean Connery ones. Anything after that, like, and oh, I think I saw like the first Daniel Craig one. I call him Ugly Bond. They're not my really area of expertise. They're movies I've seen, but I don't really pay a lot of attention to. For me, movies that I really, really love tend to be movies that I watch a million times. They're kind of the slasher movies. They're the no budget, obscure B movies. Those are always kind of the movies that I really, really love. So. Can they make it a Rogue that looks like Rogue, by the way? I don't know who Rogue is. Pretty face can't make up for an ugly personality. Yeah, and that's the thing. I you know, after what she said about the Wrinkle in Time backlash, I don't care what the white male has to say. I don't care about the opinions of a white male. It's like, you know what? Maybe you should go stick your head in the toilet and inhale. I don't want to see what you have to, you know, I don't care what you're saying. And that's another problem with her, because I remember people were saying shit about her, and she's kind of so unmemorable to me that I didn't even put two and two together who she was. So yeah. I think she's pretty enough, but she's not pretty enough to be memorable. She doesn't have any charisma. That's kind of for me. She's not memorable in my opinion. That Wrinkle in Time was not good. I didn't want to see it. I mean, I wasn't into the book as a kid either. It just was not my cup of tea. Damn lady, you have some high standards. Oh, me? Yeah, probably. I probably have some really high standards. This is why I haven't been with a girl in a long time. Very long time. I do. I'm very picky, I think, when it comes to people. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan Bond movies. Pierce was very good Bond, but he was mediocre to bad scripts after GoldenEye. See, I've never seen any of those. I don't know. I think they kind of got. I have such a love of like the '60s, so I did see the Sean Connery era. But after that, I mean, I just don't have I didn't have the interest to kind of dedicate that much time to keep watching them. Because by the time I knew who James Bond was, it was '94, and you had a huge collection of Bond stuff to kind of catch up on. So I didn't really. I don't know. I didn't really get into it. Rogue is a sexy, adorable woman in the X-Men who has never been done well on screen outside of the TV shows. She was responsible for putting Carol Danvers in a coma in the comics. Clever girl. Oh, that's cool. See, I saw her in the King Kong movie before I knew who she was, and she was literally the one thing I didn't like in a decent film. I see, and I didn't even know that was her. I thought that was like a young version of the girl from The Craft, who shaved her head in that other movie. I can't, you know, that's kind of who she reminded me of. I didn't even put two and two together that that's the same actress. I think she was fine, but the girl wasn't the star of the movie. Samuel L. Jackson was the star. You know, of course, the ape. Kong is the star of that movie. John C. Reilly was the star of that movie. So, yeah, Brie Larson was the only thing I don't remember in Kong Skull Island. I remember there was a girl. I mean... And they had those giant animal things that were really cute. But I follow World Class Bullshitters. I need to check that out. Oh, World Class Bullshitters is good. They're really good. Bronson, Best Bond. I don't know. I never really got into like the action-y movie type of stuff. I didn't watch a lot of the guy movies. I'm very much an obscure B-movie sort of person. 60s TV, some 80s TV, a lot of 70s. I like the 70s TV, I think, more than the 80s in a lot of cases. You'll tweet me a rogue. Were you a big Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street fan? Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. Thundermax. A little bit. So, Tom did something really awesome. Tom from Midnight's Edge. He invited me to interview Lisa Wilcox with him yesterday. We got to interview her. She's a very awesome person. She played Alice in Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5. I've never actually interviewed anybody, so I don't know what to ask. So, yeah, Tom is great. Tom's awesome. We love Tom. He's great. But yeah, so we were kind of geeking out over Nightmare on Elm Street 4 yesterday. He tweets me a picture of, like, he's got the Nightmare on Elm Street 4 poster behind him during the interview, and of course I'm like tweeting a picture. You know, she mentioned one time she mentioned, yeah, Freddy Krueger on a beach in Ray-Bans. I'm like, I have that picture in the book because I have the book, the novelization of parts 4 and 5 that I've had for 30 years almost, and that's the Freddy Krueger franchise are the ones that I kind of grew up with and I really love the most because they had the most memorable kids and characters, and they had the most memorable one-liners. God, they were just good slasher movies. They were fantasy. They were, you know, Freddy stayed really true to the lore of his franchise. You know, there was a real coherent, you know, you can go from 1, 3, 4, and 5 and have like a perfect 4-piece movie franchise that really connect all together. Part 2 is kind of a side story, in my opinion. Part 2 works really well with a lot of the homoerotic undertones. So if you kind of look at it as a sort of coming-of-age sort of story where a guy's dealing with his sexuality as well as Freddy Krueger, that's a really cool movie for that. Part 6 got a little goofy, and Part 7 was, of course, New Nightmare. So yes, I am a huge Freddy Krueger fan. Huge Freddy Krueger fan. Nightmare on Elm Street is kind of my wheelhouse. Definitely. I know more about Nightmare on Elm Street than Friday the 13th as well. Also, I don't know if you guys can see my little plushie Freddy, plushie Jason. I also have on my wall I have Freddy Krueger playing poker with Chucky, Michael Myers, Jason, and they've got a knife through the head of Ghostface from Scream. Jason's mother is on the shelf. You got the puzzle box in there. It's great. I also have my wallpapers on my computer. My right monitor has all of the modern horror movie guys, and my left monitor is all the Universal. So I am a horror fan. And a plush Harvey. And I have a plush Harvey also. I do have a plush Harvey. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been 2 hours. Freddy's Revenge, that movie was gay. It was a little, but it was cool though. I mean, if you kind of look at it as that, and don't really look at it as it's like the bad entry in the series, if you look at it as kind of, with all of these undertones, it's actually a really kind of powerful coming of age, coming to terms with your own sexual identity sort of story. And that's one of the things that the Nightmare on Elm Street movies did so well. Like, you know, just take the character of Alice. Comes from, you know, kind of this family with alcoholic dad and sort of broken home. I think her mother dies in there, and she's going through all this shit, and she has to avoid her dad and all these things. And she through all the deaths of her friends, she kind of has this whole growth where she can take on Freddy. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. So, hello, Thomas Smart. Rats on the subs. Rats on what subs? Rogue is hot. Oh, so I got tweeted a picture of Rogue. Okay. I don't know anything about these. Rogue is hot, but try finding a woman with hips like that. Yeah, that's true. The big ass and hips. So I got tweeted a picture of Rogue. That was you. Carol is an alcoholic crazy woman for most of her history. Who, Carol? Who would win? Freddy and Jason versus Harvey. Harvey would win because he was cute. As long as he's out of his containment field, Harvey would win. I admitted I liked New Nightmare. I liked New Nightmare as well. I saw 6 and 7 in the theater as a kid. I was way too young seeing them. Don't take your kids to see those. I still have my 3D glasses for part 6. It's kind of cool because on the inside it advertises Suburban Commando and House Party 2 or 3 is kind of awesome. You must have really good internet service because your stream didn't lag at all when I left it. My stream, yeah, my internet's really good, I think. My internet's, I'm not dropping any frames or any of that. I saw the first 6 in the theater, lucky. I absolutely love the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. That's one of my favorites. This is why I still have, I don't know if you can even see it, behind my Mugado. It's my Freddy box set, the original one that came out on DVD. And of course, this is a replacement. My original Talking Freddy got killed, so some jerk decided to throw it up against the ceiling. It's like, thanks. At least I got one in a box now. I was kind of pissed because only a few minutes at the end were in 3D. Yeah, that was another thing. They didn't do the whole movie in 3D. And he sent some support to the Red Cross for the Carolinians. Lumberton and Fayetteville are going through some bad flooding. Who sent some? Who? Who is he? I can only watch the first one now. Too much of a film snob. Oh, well, yeah. The first Nightmare on Elm Street. The first Nightmare on Elm Street is still a classic. But I really go to 3 and 4 as kind of my favorites. Yes, Hurricane Florence. So who is he that sent support to the Red Cross? Maybe I'm not understanding what you're saying. Sometimes I'm getting a little daft. So, yeah, I've been going for... Oh, is my chair a Fix Max? No, it's a... I don't know what kind of brand this was. This was whatever Amazon had that was kind of cheap. It is not the Racer X or whatever they are that are, like, really super expensive. This is kind of a cheap one. As soon as they gave Freddy jokes, it was all over. Oh, I loved the one-liners. He was so fun. Joe says, at first I hated the idea of it. They cheated Freddy's dead. But once I saw New Nightmare, I really liked it. It was ahead of its time with breaking the fourth wall, Scream stuff. Oh yeah, I really like that. I still haven't seen Scream. Don't hate me for never seeing Scream. I thought Scream didn't look that good. I probably should go back and watch them, but I've never seen Scream. I don't know, because I have such a soft spot in my heart for like the 80s slasher films, though. And could you see yourself being one of the Dream Warriors in Elm Street 3, my favorite Freddy movie? I wanted to be one of the super dream kids fighting off Freddy when I was young. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite for sure. Well, and 4. I love 4 too so much. Absolutely. I have such a special place in my heart for Nightmare 3 though, because that was kind of my first big Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Dream Warriors, hell yeah, I love the music video. That was really good. Like, 3 and 4 had some good music. Both of them did. You know, part 4, you had the Dramarama song, and you even had Sinead O'Connor on the soundtrack for 4. That was great. In part 3, of course, you had Dawkins. Okay, Ultra, I never liked slasher movies, but my daughter loves them, so I'm just now seeing a lot of them. Oh, they're fun. I actually got to see Dawkins in 2000, and they did play Dream Warriors. Have to go, need food, be safe, everybody. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap the stream up here, too. If anybody else has any questions or anything, let me know. We will be live tonight on Midnight's Edge After Dark with Tom and myself, and we have a special guest, Susan, from Neurotic. Susan Layton. I'm saying her name wrong. We'll tweet it out. We'll also tweet it out, and it's going to be over on Midnight's Edge After Dark, which is Tom's channel. He is part of our tribunal. And, of course, Midnight's Edge After Dark is the sister channel to Midnight's Edge, which is awesome and amazing. Speaking of 80s horror, do you like Funhouse? I don't think I've seen Funhouse. I need to see that. Sounds great. Great stream. Have a good day, everyone. Seen Queen's Blade. I have not. I don't know what Queen's Blade is. I gotta go, beautiful lady. Dream Warriors forever. Yeah, Dream Warriors is great. The Toby Hooper movie. I haven't seen that. I really haven't seen that. Queen's Blade. Is Queen's Blade a Toby Hooper movie? Or is that anime? Now I gotta look. Yeah, that's anime. I don't like anime. I'll just flat out say I don't like watching anime. I cannot sit there and watch anime. I can play the games and I can skip over the cutscenes. I like Senran Kagura because I can play the game. But Fun House is the Toby movie. Oh, okay. Hello, Zugi. We're wrapping the stream, but thank you for being here, Zugi. We are wrapping up. Yes, please return my love, Nightbot. Anime is awesome, of not Pokemon. Don't like anime unless you can play with boobs. Yeah, if not Pokemon. No, anime, I just can't do it. I can't listen to all that shrill yelling. Anime to me is shrill yelling and little girls falling in love with each other, and it's so high school. I can't do it. I can't do it. Ever see Witchboard? It's got Ouija boards. I have seen Witchboard. They're kind of crap movies, but I did see them a couple of times as a kid. Legend of the Overfiend. Yeah, I've seen Legend of the Overfiend. Like, the tentacle stuff is kind of boring. I've seen the hentai. Because hentai, at least you can kind of skip over the shrill yelling. At least they're yelling for a reason. I like Card Captor Sakura. Does that count? Well, that's anime, so. I'm just not an anime person. But yeah, I like it when I can interact with it. I like it when I can skip over the annoying parts, and I like it when I can look away if I need to. I have kind of an aversion to dubbed anime because it's kind of terrible, but I also kind of have a thing where I don't want to listen to the shrill yelling on the subtitled stuff. And I want to be able to do something else while I'm watching something, so I think that's kind of why I don't like Vampire Energy. I think I saw that. I just don't care about anime. I don't care. I just don't like it. I don't care about it. I'm not gonna watch it. Anytime I have an opinion of it, yeah, I saw it, and it is either not that bad or I couldn't get into it. So it's kind of like watching sports or something for me. It's like, yeah, it's just not gonna be something I'm ever gonna get into. Watch Studio Ghibli movie. Oh God, no. Oh fuck no. No. Those are the ones I'm gonna draw the line. I've seen way too much of what those are like. Those look annoying as fuck to me. I would absolutely hate everything about them. Those kind of remind me of Disney movies. They remind me of everything I hate about Disney animated movies. So absolutely not gonna watch those. Hentai is awesome. Chicks with penis tentacle demon monsters. What's not to like? See, I'd just sooner watch hentai. Hellsing. Is that anime again? If you're asking me anime, it's going to be a no, I haven't seen it, no, I don't like it. So just gonna take that as any anime. It's gonna be no, I haven't seen it, no, I don't like it, or it probably wasn't that interesting. Yeah. So if it's anime. And that's sad because I kind of know a little bit about it. Because if you know people who really get into it, then you kind of know and understand. But yeah, it's one of those things. Really gory. Yeah, and I just don't like animated gore. I just don't like cartoon gore. It's kind of boring, but Hellsing needs a good video game. I like I like the Senran Kagura games because they're so stupid and ridiculous. It's kind of like the Valkyrie Drive video games I can kind of get into, but the controls suck. But I need my fat cat off my keyboard. Yeah, I don't let my cat on my keyboard. I don't let him on my desk. Zugi, I love anime, classic anime more than modern shit. 90s Arrow is good. Yeah, I can't. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry, the stream chat's hanging again. Subs weren't always great. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you had to get, like, the fan subtitled stuff. And which, I mean, at least you get a community that really loves the product, and they will go in and fan subtitle stuff. But check you out later, Mecha. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It is time to wrap up. It has been almost 2.5 hours. We have maintained 50 people the whole time. I hope I don't piss people off by saying, like, no, I'm just not going to watch anime. I'm like, not going to do it. I do not have the patience for that shit. I'm sorry, I'm too old and cranky to sit there. It's like saying, you should watch Snow White or The Little Mermaid. Oh, God, no. No. I'm not watching that shit. That's me. Yeah, you can quote me on that, too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been super fun. So Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, Tangled. Oh yeah, I don't like animated stuff. That's the thing you guys forget. I don't like animated stuff. Hello, Gary McGregor. Tangled. Yeah, I didn't watch Tangled. I don't like Disney animated movies. That's the thing. Mary Poppins looks okay though. The Mary Poppins one does look okay. I might actually have to watch that. But that looks like a 60s musical, so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. Oh yeah, come watch us on Midnight's Edge After Dark at 8 o'clock Central. Bye!